a death knight.
You just like bottomed out. We can't hear you.
I can't hear you, hon.
Testing.
There you go.
Huh, that's weird.
Yeah, hear you now.
Okay. So when we last left off, you guys discovered one of the Death Knights in a chamber past what appeared to be a shrine of his sister. You managed to defeat him really quick, which was good because he set off a rather nasty explosion in the corridor, hurting most of you. Will picked up his blade to examine it, and quickly discovered he actually couldn't put it down. Not because the blade was cursed, but because he had gone mad with, he can't put stuff down anymore. After a while, you guys discovered a chamber that held a weird obelisk and decided, you know what, fuck this thing, we're destroying it. You toppled it over and ended up releasing a divine being. Well, what you later discovered was a divine being. At first, it just appeared to be a frog. The frog, however, gave you a deal of, okay, I'll help you out get a long rest. So, you were able to finally get some sleep for a while. The next day, the frog was gone, and you guys eventually found your way to the arch you needed to get yourself to the next and final level. The first thing you guys tried to use on the arch, which needed something magical, was a thorn coin, which it took, and then it probably tried to turn you guys to stone, or at least it tried to turn Kale to stone, getting very upset. The next item you tried, or I should say, if I recall right, one of you attempted to put something down in there. Once again, Will, trying to relinquish himself of one of the beans, and only to discover his madness was preventing it.
Yeah, but that was retcon totally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, nothing, that couldn't have happened.
Sorry. Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna go with what's in my notes then, instead of what I remember possibly falsely. You eventually found a way of getting it open with something magical, and ended up finally on the final level. You found an upside down library, took a spell book from there, and eventually found a room with talking heads and jars. One of them was taken out of the room and promptly died.
That's fine.
And you talked to one of the heads who mentioned a few things about Lokar mumbling something last time he was in the room. Something about needing a fourth, and something about a lover? It was also confusing. And I believe that's where we left off.
Wait, lover or master?
He said lover.
Oh.
That's what I wrote down in my notes. I don't know what you heard me say, but he did
was
say some
talking
other
about
stuff.
a lover. I do remember him complaining about a lover.
Yeah, he also might have mentioned a master, but the notes specifically I wrote were
I heard
in reference
cheese.
to fourth and
I
lover.
heard cheese. You know, I love cheese, so Lokar could love cheese.
Sometimes I dream
He loves
about
something.
cheese.
I was gonna say that.
Cheese dreams.
It's very Gouda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any Gouda at the moment.
You're not prepared.
I have lots of cheddar.
Oh, God.
Pun down.
Okay.
So what would you guys like to do? Anyone?
I'll just hold my position here if these guys start doing something.
Yeah, that's kind of what Fader's doing as well. She doesn't trust the things down there.
So sure, but she can kind of see there's another path there, and she remembers everyone went down, so she's thinking potentially a loop around whatever this middle wall thing is right here. Because it just makes sense. Because it went up here somewhere, then over here, it went at an angle down. So she's guessing this, if we went that path, would lead up to where we were before. So she doesn't necessarily feel like we need to go this way. But she also doesn't trust them not just come fucking rushing down the corridor.
I feel like there's like, as a player, and we were kind of talking about this, like, I just don't know what to ask the heads that we could gain knowledge from. And unfortunately, my character that has all the knowledge really wouldn't really abandon her post and go in there. So I don't know. I'll leave it up to everybody else.
Didn't you have like?
Why don't you just ask them how they ended up in this situation, and let's not do that.
Didn't you have some kind of sending spell last time, or was that from her anyway?
Omnet?
Oh, I mean that's the one who has. Wait, what information does Amy know again? Refresh my memory. I thought you were talking about Phaedra and Rhiannon.
I was talking about Phaedra, but she's down here and she's guarding her post. She doesn't know what the fuck's going on.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Well,
I wasn't clear. I apologize.
Sorry, I was thinking like you meant by down there. I was thinking you meant the dungeon in general. It's like, well, yeah,
No.
you could have brought Rhiannon in, and she would have things to ask the heads probably. So that's I was getting
Yeah, she ain't
confused.
here,
I'm
though.
like, what?
Yeah, she in here. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess Tobias has a point. I mean, I guess we could ask that. Like, if you want to ask that. I don't know if that'll, I don't know. I don't know what to do in this room. That's just where I'm at.
Yeah, same.
Same.
Wasn't there like a secret door or something?
In
In
the
the
earlier
headroom?
room.
Yeah.
That we found.
I mean, I could have Almanet look for secret doors if you want. Fine, fuck it. While people are trying to figure out like what we're gonna ask the heads, Almanet will look around for anything hidden in this room. So I don't know if we actually did that.
All right, investigation it is.
Okay, here we go.
Is one of the heads actually a magic item?
It's actually the golden like head from Indiana Jones.
Oh god.
Golden head.
Yeah, the first one where fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark. Whenever he's going to he's in the ruins and he's got to balance the
The
bag
idol.
of sand.
The idol.
Yeah,
The
the idol, yeah.
Yeah, it's actually like a golden head idol. Yeah.
All right. Let me see here. You carefully look around the room, carefully test every seam, lift up various jars, look behind them carefully. You spend several minutes doing this. Very careful inspection. Nope, this is just a room full of heads. Nothing special about it.
I got nothing, guys.
Just the heads.
So the heads in the jars are any of them labeled, or are they just?
They're just heads of various people, unlabeled.
Are they all the same kind of jars?
Yes.
Like, is it just like mason jars? Like
Yeah,
a whole bunch of good-sized mason jars?
basically, picture Futurama the with all the heads, except that
Yeah, but those heads had labels on them, so that's why I'm
except without the labels. But basically, all the same size. All that. Even if the heads are smaller, some of the heads are smaller than others because they're like
Anybody-
gnomes and halflings and kobolds.
Anybody got any fish food?
Yeah. Are any of them races that I have not encountered? Like anything really oddball?
Let's see. I would say that yes, except that Kale has now spent time in Amlorin, and so Kale has seen virtually everything. I'm trying to think if there's anything oddball that would be in there.
like out of, like anything that would be like out of place even like but I know I'm not on my home
Yeah, I'm trying to think. That's why I'm thinking.
reality.
It's like, okay, is there anything that doesn't show up in there? You know what? I imagine that you look. Well, actually, give me a nature check, Kale.
I don't have any kind of nature. Where the heck did my character sheet go? There it is. A nature check, nature check, nature check. And that should not have been with disadvantage because I am not drunk.
Yeah. So, nature check. You start carefully inspecting various heads, and you see a few which, in passing, all look like gnolls. But as you study one in particular a bit more, it's like, huh, this isn't a gnoll. This is definitely more canid than gnolls are. Gnolls might look canid to the untrained eye, but are definitely not canids. This is definitely some kind of canine person head, and not a werewolf either.
Alright, I'll bite. Kale's gonna tap his finger on the jar.
The eyes of the being open.
Hello, where are you from and how did you get here?
Let's see. Given the magic in this room, it's probably detected to turn to talk in common. I was like, I'm from far away. Don't think from here. The head just kind of turns and the eyes look around in the room. Lokar grabbed me from some distant world that he was exploring.
Hmm. Now here's where the point where I ask Will, do you have that spell that makes things regrow?
No.
No? Drugs. Was a shot.
Rejuvenation
let's-
costs
I
a
know
lot,
it.
a lot of.
Yeah. I was curious if regenerate would work.
Mm.
But if he doesn't have it
The
prepped,
head
then
then goes on to mention, it's because I reminded him of somebody. That's what he said when he awoke me in this jar. I didn't know him before I woke here.
so he kidnapped you from another world, stuck you in a jar because you reminded him of someone.
Well, he revived me into this jar.
So you were dead?
Yes.
So all of these heads in jars were technically already dead.
I can't
Possibly.
speak for all of them, but I know I was.
Barring the ability to aid you in any way, do you want to stay this way, or do you want me to take you out of the room and set you free?
The head looks a bit confused at that. That's a good question.
I mean, do you know like I'm guessing they sort of understand the situation they're in. Their heads in jars, right?
Yeah.
Or do they?
Yeah, they look around and they can see that their heads in jars. I don't know. What more is there for me?
Well, that's the question. We don't know if this is a. Well, you said you were dead, so.
That's what I seem to remember, but I don't really know.
Yeah, I don't know enough about medicine and even being partially undead myself. I don't know. Darn! I wish Viren were here. Could tell me about this necromancy crap. No, not saying that out loud. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know what to do with these heads. I kind of want to nuke the room. Because Kel does not enjoy the idea of being a head in a jar. mean, I guess we could come back to this later. I don't know.
Meredith
I
kind
don't
of
know, 'cause
looks around. I mean, do we need to ask him anything else? Should we tell the others?
I don't know what to ask them. They don't seem to know much. They're stuck in a head in a jar.
What about
Meredith
this?
wanders into the corridor and starts shouting, "Hey! Do you guys need to ask questions of heads in jars?"
The fuck you talking about?
Yeah, there's all these heads in jars up here and they talk. You need to ask them anything? We're lost.
Phaedra
I'm
looks at
good.
Chiori. Want to give it a go?
I don't know what I would ask, but
Neither do I, but let's try. Aminet, Urk, come down here and watch the hall. And yeah, I'll basically just switch you out. Aminet and Phaedra.
Meredith will lean against something over here so she can keep an eye on the jars and keep an eye on the hall with you guys.
Well, this is creepy as hell.
agreed.
So what? You just tap on the jars and they talk to you? Kind of looks at Kale.
Kale nods, and if you take them out of the room, they die. He points at the one that's doing the dead goldfish float.
Wasn't that the dwarf?
No, that
it was a random human. I think he picked up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vader's gonna look for a dwarf. And,
Same dwarf that that module already talked to, or a different dwarf?
I apologize. My memory is shit. I don't remember what the dwarf said. She'll pick somebody random. And yeah, and then just talk to them.
Alright, so let's see. I think this one's an orc. The orc's eyes open and it looks very aggravated for a moment before settling on you. What do you want?
Oh, hi. Sorry. Apologies. I've never really talked to a dismembered.
You're not
head
Lokar.
before?
What are you doing in here?
No, I'm not Lokar. Hi, Phaedra Stoneheart. Pleasure to meet you. You are?
I am Grumph.
You are Grumpy?
Grumph!
Grumph. Hi, Grumph. Nice to meet you. So we're in a bit of a pickle. We're trying to, basically get to Lokar, and some people think to seem that you guys might have some information we might need. You ever heard anything? Kind of like looks nervously over at Chiori and shrugs. I'm gonna give this a try. Ever heard Lokar or anybody that come in the room talk about? I'm gonna say some things that might not make sense. Galen Cole, the Tarston, Demon Queen, Gate of Knowledge. Any of that ring a bell?
Let's see.
Yeah,
no,
maybe
no,
ask the dog about that too when we're done.
no to the first. That does not ring a bell. The Tarston, something to do with crystals, right?
Yeah, it's this like high. She kind of like starts like trying to talk with her hands. It's like this. There are these crystals, and then there's like this like hive mind. And
Yeah, last
all
time
sorts of
Lokar
stuff.
was in here, he had crystals growing on him in places.
What color?
Mostly blue, although I think some might have been pinkish to blend in with his feathers.
Looks back at Shiori. Didn't we see pink crystals on that undead beholder? With the creature and the portals when we almost lost Ralthor.
Another creature had white crystals.
I feel like the beholder had pink. I can't remember what they did though. Can Phaedra and Shiori do an history something to try to remember?
Arcana or history? Up to you.
It's shit or shit for me, so good luck, Shiori. I'll do Arcana.
Okay,
No.
well,
No.
you remember seeing pink crystals during the Tarstan node fight, and they seem to deal with electrical damage and use.
Oh, that's right. We did in the cube. But we can't remember what, I feel like on the Beholder, the Undead Beholder in the Temple of Orcus, there were crystals on it too, and I thought that they were pink.
GM doesn't even remember at this point.
It's been a hot minute.
Let me see if I wrote it down in my notes. I was actually looking at that note page. But that was like 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah, it was
2 years
a
ago.
couple years ago.
Yep, I opened up my page right to the Temple of Orcus.
Okay.
Let's see if I meant
we can't
talks
remember
about
like.
the Beholder
Oh, sorry.
at
Go
all.
ahead.
No. Go ahead. Keep talking.
No, you can't remember like any because we know that the red crystals cause people to go like insane. The black crystals cause the bumps. The blue crystals made you crazy about enhanced your magical abilities, but also craved magic in general and magic items. But I
Let's
don't.
see. With that Arcana
Black
check,
crystals.
you also remember that while you're saying that, those were different stages of the infection.
Yeah.
Some of them were like lesser seen, like basically when they had the refined rock, the drug and everything like that. You would have things like that. However, full-on crystal infection started mutating things.
Oh.
And then the full crystals, if the person is still sane and lucid and has a crystal infection, especially if they're a later stage, they might have powers you are not aware of, and be more powerful and more like what you saw with the node.
Got it. So it's not so more of a hindrance; it's more like a boon, really.
It can be, especially they could yeah.
Yeah.
Like you saw that the people what happened with some of those people, and there was others that were being summoned by the Tarston and were chanting stuff.
What are you saying, Fluffy?
Yeah. And Shuri had the black crystal infection at one point, and
Yeah.
that made her not want to sleep at night, but
Yeah, and
they made her nocturnal.
And I think it was either a stage 1 or 2 infection, wasn't it? It was it was still a low level infection.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She got cured basically when you got to town, basically again. We went
Okay.
there 'cause that was weird.
Yeah, that one was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It was like
a while
episode
ago.
1. It
Yeah.
was either episode 1 or the beginning of episode 2 when you got infected and had to go get cured for.
Okay. Okay. So we know that Lokar's got crystals growing on him, blue and pink. So we've got like increased magic and some lightning stuff, possibly. That's good to know. Trying to think. I heard what you said, Turtle. Fader will go to the dog person after she's done with Orky. I'm trying to think what else about the Tarston. Where are my fucking notes? Hold on. Sorry about this. Let me open up my Google Drive. Here we go. Let me go down to the Tarston section that I have. Have you seen, So Lokar has had crystals on him. Any talk of portals, a creature, anything like that?
Nah, but that Gate of Knowledge thing, that rings a bell. Mentioned something about rings that some ring he had could open the Gate of Knowledge if he found the others, but that apparently other people were interested too, so he would have to put it in a safe place.
Did he mention where that safe place was?
Nah.
Nah. Okay. So
He was
has
just
a ring.
mumbling.
I feel like we knew that.
going to be on them. It's going to be somewhere safe.
Yeah, okay. Has a ring, not on him. Okay, here's a stretch too. Anything about Tiamat? Dragon Queen? And
The head
Lokar?
thinks for a moment. Nah, can't think of anything. He says nothing about a dragon.
Or a mask? Artifact? Something?
Nah.
Okay. Do you, are you cool with being ahead? Or, this is odd for me.
As,
Paige just kind of...
as compared to what?
Well, this not natural. You have no body. Do you want to keep living?
Just leave me alone, why don't you?
Oh, okay. Bye. Steps away from it. And, she'll go over to Kale. Anything this one had to share?
He just that it reminded him of someone, and that's why he took it. And it was dead before it was in this jar. Or they were dead, I guess. Not really sure how to gender a head.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll turn to the head. Do you know who this individual was that Lokar was reminded of? Did you mention?
Something about an old knight that had seen him stoned.
Old knight? Had seen...
That's what he was mumbling. I didn't ask. Sorry, other voice. I didn't ask.
Don't like the punishment. Something from his past.
The only other knight that I've heard of is what Amanette told us about the paladin and the sword. Kind of like shrugs. Galen's son.
I don't think so. Oh, sorry. He wouldn't say that because he wouldn't have any idea who you're talking about. Just because staring out at you.
You don't know anything about this Galen Cole character or this Tarston thing, do you?
I've never heard of Galen Cole. Tarston? He thinks for a moment. Some kind of crystal, some kind of... there's some kind of cult, isn't it? Something that worships the Tarston?
What it would seem, but...
Yeah. Whether it's forced or not, I can't tell.
It's like a hive mind, kind of. It acquires knowledge through people.
Some of it's forced, some of it's not.
I remember Rhiannon saying something about the light and the shadow. Did any of those terms come to light? Or ring a bell? Or something?
Light and shadow. So many things do. The head just sort of looks embarrassed. But I don't know.
What's embarrassing? Why are you what's going on?
No. It's like you want me to tell you something, and I just don't know.
Sorry. I don't know what else to ask. Kind of Phaedra looks sheepishly.
I think we got a lot of information just from what we asked. Knowing what we're going into will be definitely more beneficial.
Okay.
Even then, we still don't know fully, but I don't think he's going to explain every one of his abilities to these heads.
I know. I just feel like there might be like kind of like puts her head in her hand for a second and kind of like rubs her brow and like looks over. It's just like it's just a lot of information and I just don't know if I'm forgetting to something important to remember. Brain's not very good. Kind of taps her forehead. I'm getting better though.
Pat her on her shoulder. It's just a lot of information in general for anyone.
Oh, I know. She'll say thank you to the doggo.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help.
I'm sorry you're a disembodied head in a jar.
Cal just kind of frowns. He's like, "Oh, we've got this." He seems oddly concerned about like, if we kill Lokar, this is just going to be a room full of heads, like alone in the dark. I don't know why that's so bothering.
I mean, Vader
I
kind of
mean-
like stares up at the ceiling for a second. If we kill Lokar, would the spell end?
I mean, that's possible. Then we wouldn't have to worry about it.
I genuinely don't work with. Kind of like moves her fingers, this kind of stuff.
I don't know myself. I mean, what little magical knowledge I have is minimal at
Can
best.
Phaedra, I'm assuming you can see the spell that's here, right?
Oh yeah, she's got her eyes. Can she see like what kind of magic it is? I'm assuming
There-
necromancy.
Lot of bits of magic. Basically, what it breaks down to is that there is a spell that basically keeps, or a series of spells that keeps the heads alive, keeps them sedated, keeps them basically able to function as need be in these jars. But basically, the entire room is a life support system for them.
She relays that to.
So they're designed to interact as long as they're in the room.
Yeah.
The question is, if we kill Lokar, does that end the spell, or does the spell eventually fade over time? I mean, if they're sedated, then they may not even realize that they're in here
Mm-hmm.
until they're awoken, so maybe they're okay. It's just...
It also depends whether or not it's an enchantment or a spell.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Fader wouldn't know enough about magic either to discern that difference.
Oh.
Imagine if you kill the one who enchanted an item, that enchantment won't go away.
Mm-hmm.
Reltude wouldn't have
Yeah.
anything such as old artifacts that you can stumble upon and find magical.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is true.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right. Well, I think we're done here for now. Let's get rolling.
I suggest heading north,
But,
and not heading for those armors, because we can circumvent them. I feel like the path might connect to where we've already looked at. If it doesn't, we can try going through them again.
Alrighty.
Sounds good.
So we'll head this way then.
Yeah.
Cool.
If it doesn't connect through, then so we can go that way, but she's trying to avoid going that way if possible.
Yeah.
Meredith pokes her
And,
head in. You
just-
coming, Cal?
Yeah, he's very purposely lagging behind.
Meredith flags with him to to walk with him and everything.
Yeah, no, he's like, yeah, that's probably not a great idea. I not feeling great. But yeah, he's hanging back. Like he's keeping up with the party, but keeping his distance.
Come on, old man.
I'm gonna bite you right now.
I have confirmed that it doesn't loop around just by what I've seen.
Yeah, it does.
That's fine.
Good thing we didn't waste our time then.
Unless there's something secret in there, but we'll find out. But if we need to go,
Yeah,
that
my
way.
party last night decided to provoke an encounter with a shambling mound, and one of them ended up dead, his skull completely crushed
no.
as a result.
Those things are nasty
Yep.
at low levels.
Yeah, and they're level 3.
Ooh.
Like when you run into the one at the end of the death house.
Yep, I even
Oh,
mentioned
yeah.
that one, and now that's killed several of you. I mean, we lost 2
I ran
artif-
away really good.
Yeah, we
I
lost
don't know
2
what you're talking
artificers in one battle with that. And
do not know
and we
what-
lost a Rick, well, Adler in that fight too. 2 different times I've lost people to it, all because they wake it up. The first time I ran the death house, nobody woke up the shambling mound. The party found something to sacrifice, so they were fine.
I almost threw my TOA party against one, but they didn't end up rolling it up, and I painted the mini and everything. I was like, damn it!
You can always use it for killing them at some other point.
Yeah, but we're all on roll 20 right now because of pandemic shit.
Yeah.
And they're in the tomb, so they're no longer in the jungle.
Well, I'm
Take
talking
a
about for
picture of
another
the mini
game.
and use it to make a token.
Oh, true. It's chilling on my shelf.
I'm gonna kick in the door wheel style.
Oh! That's not your calling card. Frog?
Slam!
Go there.
Wanna be?
This particular room has ceilings 30 feet high. 4 statues, each one carved to look like a 20-foot high purple worm bursting through the floor, fills the corners of the rooms. Yeah, am I looking at the? Yeah, I'm looking at the right one. In front of you, is a deep 20-foot high alcove in the north wall, which means it's lower than the rest of the room because the rest of the room's 30 feet. And it seems to be a dome. Doesn't seem to be anything interesting inside, though.
Let's
However, of course, Phaedra, looking at it, can see that it is a wall of force. So there's something magical that's holding it back. Something back or keeping something in. Either keeping people out or keeping something in that's invisible.
She will relay that to the group.
So where is this wall?
Divine sense. Hold on, because you have magic senses, you can actually see it. I think it's on the GM layer, token layer. There you go. Yeah, that's the dome, and there's a wall of force around it.
Okay, and then there's a purple worm inside?
No. There's purple worm statues, all 20 feet high in each corner.
Okay.
And over here, the area is 10 feet lower than the rest of the room.
Okay. Apologies. Yeah, Phaedra would walk in.
Hold on. Divine sense was called. I'm trying to see if there's anything around that would provoke divine sense, other than Kale, which might have tiny amounts of undead coming off. Well, he's too far away, actually.
Yeah, he's lurking. And he's invisible.
things-
Although, I don't know, if he's invisible, can they see magic effects when he's invisible? Or
Yeah, it kind of
He's
be like
invisible right now.
kind of be like a predator outline. It would kind of waver.
Phaedra's facing forward, though, so she's not focusing on
Kel's creeping along behind.
Yeah, just like I said, you get a tiny whiff of something bad, but not enough for anything else. Let's see, divine sense, this good and evil, and social fiend and undead. Yeah, none of that's reaching you in the area.
Alright. So, apologies, my brain is not being very kind today. There's nothing inside this dome.
You
It's
see,
just
you see nothing but a magical field.
got it.
You don't see any physical objects inside there.
Starting the fact that it's empty.
Yeah, Amanette's gonna do. She's gonna kind of like glance around real quick. I mean, she's got a 28 passive, but I can do an active perception if you want. She's just gonna look to see anything really that might be evidence of what's being held here, if that makes sense. I don't know. So I guess I'll just do a perception check then. Okay.
Yeah, you look around. Nothing.
Amanette just shrugs. It's odd that there's just a wall of force, a dome of it, and nothing inside. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the wall of force goes down beneath the ground and there's a purple worm in there.
Yeah, I vote for
mean-
just ignoring it.
I mean, I'm okay with that, especially remember. And Fader will be like, "Remember that purple worm that you polymorph? That was pretty
No,
cool." What?
I don't remember shit.
I also don't necessarily have a way to deal with such a wall.
No.
I mean,
Should we be a little bit more subtle this time, Frog?
yeah, we can't go walking around the dungeon kicking open doors. What are you thinking?
Hmm.
Fader
Wow.
chuckles. Coming from you, that's rich.
Frock, what is what are you wisdom saving against kicking indoors?
Yeah, just let me do. Yeah, I'll just open the door this time.
All right.
Did Frog get insane?
In the
long
main
term?
brain.
No,
His buddy
I'm
did,
too
but he
OP.
didn't.
Mm.
I'm too OP for that shit. No, that doesn't get to me.
That doesn't jive with me.
There's ahead of you. Ahead of you is a two-chambered hall that has a 20-foot high ceiling supported by 10 copper-plated pillars of iron.
Oh, that's the Zappy room, guys.
Oh,
Well, I guess we have to go this way.
Stay away from the pillars as best we can.
I hope you're dexterous. It's
You see
Zappy.
lightning arcing between pillars like that and that. So basically, crossing through this room means you're going to get hit. However, you can roll an investigation check to see if you can discern a pattern of safety.
yeah, Amanette will totally do that. There we
Roll
go.
as well.
Alrighty. So as you're watching the discharges, you notice, Aminette actually, that there is a pattern, definitely. And you can now gain, because of it, you get advantages on saving throws.
Ah, cool.
You also know that there is a safe place right here in the middle of the hall. And I will mark that on your map.
Yeah, she'll relay that to the party, and she'll be like, "It's a pattern. You just have to follow it." And she'll kind of, you know how some people will like mark patterns with like actual like sound rhythms. So she'll do
Alright,
like a
so
light little
everyone
popping.
needs to roll initiative. This is not because you're necessarily in the middle of a fight. It's because it's going to determining where you are when a lightning discharges.
Okay.
Kale's invisible and not paying attention. He's too
Yeah.
busy thinking about your necks.
Meredith
Sorry.
is not happy that you've wandered away from her care. She feels like you're your caretaker at this point. Like you're that grumpy old man who won't take his medication. You're secretly in his asylum and she's your nurse.
Cinder's gonna go to the no-no place, for the shocking room.
Oh, I can't do that with my bird.
You can't put them in a no-no place.
Do you have a toolbox? Is that the no-no place for the bird?
I mean, can't you put him in a bag of holding because he doesn't breed?
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, if they
Yeah.
do.
You can throw him in a bag of holding.
Totally. She'll open up the bag and let the little burb flying. Have fun.
Amunet.
Oh fuck. Okay. We're yeah, that actually makes sense actually, because she'll be like, here's the pattern, and she'll start walking through. So a deck save?
Not yet. You have
Oh.
basically it comes into play when you end your turn within certain areas, and then you get an
Oh.
advantage on your dexterity saving throw because you've discerned the
Got it.
pattern, which means that you have a chance of taking less damage or no damage if you have evasion.
15, 20, 25.
I mean, some of you will not take any
30.
damage. Will be likely not take any damage because of the advantage. Because all of you get advantage on this, thanks to her pointing all this out.
Okay. So bonus action, because she's rogue, dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Ah, she's in the safe space!
Yep.
And, yeah, so she will, yeah. She'll end her turn there.
Yep. Shiori.
We will. Why is that weird? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get here. Dash. Number 30. Bonus action summoning a stir hole in the safety bubble. He cannot survive even one hit.
Vundle.
It's gonna get up here because I can't make it to the safe place without having to be in the open.
All right. Urk.
How much does? Oh, 40. Yeah, dash. Safe spot. And that's-
Meredith.
Didn't realize I had such a fast speed.
Is it 40?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Meredith basically just sprints. Frack.
Because I'm small, could I go behind the pillar?
No, you would still take damage from the electrical discharge.
I guess. In that case, I'll just go up here then,
All right.
behind the surround.
Will.
Uh,
All the people with short legs are having problems.
Will don't
Yep.
give a fuck.
I know Will don't give a fuck.
15,
Come at me, Lightning!
20, 25.
He's a
Good.
druid.
Bonus, no, sorry. Yeah, bonus action to go gone. Yeah, he should reach there.
Will has the gangster glasses on at this point and just folds his arms because he's.
I don't have to roll anything.
Nope, you're in a safe spot.
You're in the safe spot, yeah.
Yeah,
Safe zone.
yeah. I use his bonus action to dash to get there.
Phaedra.
Uh,
And the owl's in the bag of holding, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna pretend that it's. I'm just gonna move the token over here just so we know that it still exists without you having to drag it out again. All right, Kale.
Alright, where is the edge of the safe zone? Basically where like, they're not getting hit here, right?
Right, they're not getting hit there.
Alright, he's just gonna like, well, he's having issues, so he's not gonna get quite... Trying to see. He doesn't want to be, Stop pinging me. Why do you keep pinging me? Just curious,
Who's pinging Kale?
yeah. I'm pinging me. I'm
Oh,
pinging
that-
me. I'm trying to do something and I keep pinging myself. Nope, that's as close as it's getting. Out of lunging distance.
Amunet. There are multiple directions here.
Yeah.
There is an area over here. There is an area up here. There's an area down here with more pillars. That you're pretty sure leads to that secret door that some of you saw up in the ceiling. And one of you climbed to. In fact, I think it's still open.
Yeah, Kel went through there.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
we stood on the other side, we could see
Yeah, you can
on
see
the
it.
same level, right?
Yeah, you could see into this area from the other side.
She'll look at the group. Which way we going? West or north?
What does Shiori see over here? I see a bunch of things because of my long ass fucking
All right.
vision.
So, from somewhere to the west, Shiori can make out 8 black marble pillars that form a circle in a 20-foot high room. Give me a perception check. I want to see how far you can, what details you can make out from here besides that.
Burp.
Ooh, that was almost a 19.
That's about all you can make out.
She'll call that out. Not sure what. I can't make much more detail than that, but
Anything
what's
to the
there.
anything to the north you can see?
I see a hallway that seems to open up left and right. A T section. Don't know much past that either.
She goes to the west. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And then she'll use the dash action. So she gets another 30. So
Well out of lightning range.
5. Wait, it's bonus action to dash. So actually she gets 30 right for rogue? So
Yeah.
Bonus action dash. That means you could. That was whatever your movement is 30, right?
Yeah, so I can move 60 as a bonus action, correct?
Yeah. You can move
Okay.
Action,
60
bonus
with your movement.
action,
Your movement,
movement, and since you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's close enough. What does she see with her anything more discerning about the pillars?
Same thing I told Shiori.
Even though she's that close?
Yeah, that's what she sees.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
that's concerning.
Black pillars.
Just black pillars
Mm-hmm.
with the okay. Shuri
The
rolled a
circle makes-
15.
Yeah, you
okay.
basically see black pillars with, looks like there's carves or marks on them, but you can't. I don't think you can read those. Like they don't look all that familiar to you.
Okay, I guess as her action. Oh, What can she do here? Yeah, I guess she'll wait for the group. Yeah, she's not gonna run in there. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's her turn. She's not gonna do anything. Yeah, she's got a passive like investigation and perception of like 27 and 28. That's why I'm like, if it's just very discerning if she doesn't see anything.
Shiori.
This area over here to the west makes me feel very concerned because it's circular, just like the other fucking thing in the last room that didn't have anything in it. So I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to run into the center of it.
She would have yelled back too, but she's like, I see nothing but pillars.
She'll call back to Phaedra. Perhaps your magical eyes can see something if you get closer to that area. Just don't enter the center, please.
Don't hold your breath. I got short legs.
I'll check the north, make sure nothing's coming. That's 30. And she'll kind of move to that corner. She's not gonna move much past that. Well, they're gonna bring Stir Hall 5, 10, 15, so we're right there, technically.
Yeah, you see a knocker of a bird face over here. There's also a tiny bronze plaque mounted below the knocker that reads, in common, "Knock first before entering."
Two doors, one with a knocker that says knock first before entering. She kind of calls back.
FBI, open up.
Bang, bang.
Will's gonna walk up and be like, I knock with my foot.
Yeah, that's totally Will.
That's as far as she can get.
All right, Vundel.
No. Hold there.
Bundle's just gonna go over here, dashing.
Urk.
I guess I could come up with Shiori.
Let's see. Meredith looks around and goes, "Huh, Kale hasn't made it here yet," and she will wait for Kale. Brock.
He's avoiding going in the middle because there's people there. He doesn't want to be squashed up in a bunch with you.
Rock meet hard place.
Rock meet hard place?
I'm going here with the dash action.
Will.
Boom, safe and sound.
Left or up, left or up. Circle. Things, pillars, magic?
Don't know yet. Vader's
Door.
too far away. Yeah.
Door. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25? No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4. He stands there.
Phaedra.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Yeah, she can go right here. She can't still.
Kale.
She's so far away.
Let's see. Who else all in the middle there? I guess he's just gonna move up to what? Like, he's safe there, right?
Yes.
Alright, he's just gonna move to there, because they're still too smushed up in the middle there.
You're probably safe here or even here if you want to get that close.
Alright, it's not that he can't move, it's just that he's, like I said, having issues, so.
Alright. Amunet.
She's gonna probably. She can't. Yeah, this is sketchy as fuck right here. She's not an idiot. Yeah, she's gonna tell Phaedra to go check it out with her eyes, just to be careful, and then she's gonna make her way up here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and then there we go.
All right.
Neil.
Shuri.
Just so we're not blocking the path anymore, Shiori's gonna, or at least clear one thing. She's gonna have Sturhall stand kind of around this corner.
All right.
Give a more clear path that way. And she will. If I stand like right there, there's no lightning in the end of this hallway, right? Or
Right.
entering in. Okay. Yeah, she's gonna move there to kind of watch, make sure she can see kind of in here, see what's happening.
Okay. Anything else?
And that's it.
Vondel.
Just trying to watch the circle of death.
Well, looks like we're all going up here, so I'll join them.
Urk.
There.
Meredith
Waiting for everyone else.
waves her arms around the area to check for Kale and taps her foot. Brock.
I'm just gonna go over here.
Neil.
Will.
Just in case something pops out of the door.
Do you need me to reread the description of the corridor?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's two doors in here. This one's pretty blank and generic. This one has a, well, it looks to be a door knocker with.
I can't hear you.
Your mic's wonky.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Testing. Okay. So, this door is
Yeah,
pretty
that-
blank. It looks generic. While this door over here has a bird head shaped knocker on it with a plaque mounted underneath saying knock before entering.
Open generic door.
All right. This room contains wooden trestle tables laden with material components for spells, including linen-wrapped slabs of butter, casks of licorice root shavings, bottles of snake tongues. You even see a terrarium filled with glowworms. and
You disappeared
wax
again.
Yeah, you keep
sealed-
fading out really bad. I don't know what's up
Yeah,
with your
you're-
mic.
Oh,
Yeah, agreed.
good God! What the hell, Mike?
It like dips down and then goes.
Hold on.
I don't know if your audio settings are weird or if your mic is dying.
It might be a Discord issue. I don't know why my mic would dying. It's less than a year old. Like a year old. Ugh.
Yeah, mics die quick though sometimes.
Oh, that sucks. Hold on. Let me. It might be a Discord problem. Let me restart Discord. Hi, Lyra. What's my little girl doing? You can come up. You feel free to come up. It's okay.
And there's that many. Maybe a bunch of witch spells.
I
Alright.
don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll let you know if it happens again.
Alright. So, I will reread the description of the component lab. This room contains wooden trestle tables laden with material components for spells, including linen-wrapped slabs of butter, casks of licorice root shavings, bottles of snake tongues, even a terrarium filled with glowworms, and finally, wax-sealed jars of rotting eggs.
And a barrel of diamond dust.
Roll investigation.
Oh wow.
Ooh.
Oh.
He does in fact find a barrel of them.
Yeah, but is he gonna be able to use it to cast spells because he won't put stuff down?
Oh!
You check around. You don't seem to find anything diamond related.
Cool. Will use the rest of his movement to just walk in and stand in the middle of the room because nothing bad can happen to him.
Phaedra.
Nothing in here.
Oh, that's a mindset.
Haven't.
Yeah, she's gonna be like, are we still interested in here, or are we just going this way? She'll like kind of, y'all want me to check?
If you want to check, you can. Otherwise, we can come up here. I don't know if that's a danger. It makes me feel a trap.
Okay, well, she'll go check it out, just to be sure. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, action dash, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Is this pinging magic?
Yes. Yes, you definitely see magic there. Roll investigation.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, each of the pillars are glowing, but you can't really discern other stuff. That doesn't look like anything that's gonna kill you. Let's go with that. You can tell that the magic is not a death magic of any kind.
Yeah, but then they saw, like, and I mean, let's be real. Phaedra is of common average intelligence now. She's not rolling negatives. So, looking at this, can she be like, circle here, circle there, circle bad?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would-
that's
I
true.
would hope so. So,
Circle
Yes.
here, circle. That's literally what went Shiori's head. Like,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, no.
I go there, I end up over there. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, she'll be like, yeah, it's magic. I'm not gonna fuck with it. And that's
Appreciated.
And then Amunet.
Yeah, she's going to peep ahead in here and see if there's anything interesting.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Kale, did you want to do anything, or were you just
No,
getting
that's
into the...
he moved. I moved.
Sorry.
I moved into the middle. That's where he went.
So common spell components, looking for hidden stuff or things of value. I mean, spell
Yeah, look for some more diamond dust.
Yeah. Diamond. Nice.
Ooh.
That's always nice.
So you're going to be basically looking in there for several minutes unless something bad happens. Is that okay,
Yeah.
Amunet? Your next...
That's fine.
But basically that would several minutes is multiple turns. But it's not like something that you turn over turn over one thing and find something immediately. The sort of investigation takes time,
Yeah.
especially with that thorough 30.
Yeah, she's getting the good stuff.
Shiori, what would you like to do?
She's gonna come motion Vondel to move in, but she's gonna wait there for people to start moving past. At least she's gonna at least wait there until Phaedra gets back in here. She wants to keep an eye on the Death Circle.
Vondel.
He's gonna move right here.
I guess Wanda will make his way to here.
Urk.
That's fine.
Meredith wanders around the square and finally touches Kale. Frock. I know Kale's AFK at the moment, so.
I look at Will, and I'm gonna stand perfectly in the middle of the room.
Oh, wow.
You have been challenged, sir.
Will.
Ooh.
How
Center
high,
standing.
how tall is the room? Will is gonna hover center.
Over.
T-pose.
Give me 1 second.
There's gonna be a fisticuffs in the middle of this room here in a second between the two small party members.
Will
All right.
goes for the knees.
So I'm just gonna go. This room is probably 15 feet high. It doesn't 10 to 15. Yeah, it doesn't say specifically. So I'm gonna go 15 feet high since I already stated that.
My token got very small.
Yeah, that's because I was looking at that Frock and Will size wise and suddenly went, wait, Frock and Will are about the same size. So it's not like Frock is a little guy compared to Will. Will is potentially smaller, so I needed to make his token smaller.
Jeez.
My cat is now trying to rub my hand as I'm doing
I
that.
made you smaller.
Will is now hovering in the middle of the room.
Show off.
Yeah, but it's just an illusion because it's just a minor illusion.
Kale.
We'll also have the fucking power to T-pose and hover.
Sure he can. Can make it happen.
Best use of minor illusion ever. Certain dominance.
Phaedra.
She's going to use her action to get back into the safe spot, and yeah, that's all she can do.
Kale, are you back yet? Alright. Since all of you are successfully getting there, I'm gonna take off of turn order unless we need it again.
There's no need for it.
So none of you are gonna do anything until Amunet finishes studying the room. Which means I guess we're all over here, unless Kale tells me otherwise.
Nope, I would not go in there with them because if I'm in there, I'm going to bite somebody.
Alright. Then the Meredith is sticking there with you. So Abinette, you spend several minutes turning over the room carefully until finally, somewhere stuffed in a back corner, you find a small vial with diamond dust in it. Enough for 1 greater restoration.
Well,
What?
kind of like as she's like searching through, like holds it up and just kind of shakes it, and it sparkles a little bit. Found something for you.
Oh, you got the dust?
A little bit of it, not a whole lot, but
Oh. I thought this was spell components. I guess this was, yeah.
and
Wait a second, that's not cocaine. Oh, it's diamond dust.
yeah, Aminette will give that to Will.
1 set of diamond dust. Spell components. But he doesn't have that spell prepared.
Still, she'll give it to you for future use. All right. Other door.
Do we want to have Sturhall knock? Sturhall just looks at her like, what the fuck?
It's fine. I'll sacrifice my ancestors. It's fine. Sure.
You know, knock with the knocker.
And probably what you were expecting. Kaboom! A huge ward of fire comes rolling out, attacking everybody in that region.
Are you kidding
Well-
me? I just moved into the range. Are you?
Yeah,
in,
so did
in the
Aminette.
meantime,
So did Aminette.
me and
Wow.
Will are just looking at each other
Yeah.
like, oh, that happened.
They don't understand you have to stand in the center of the room.
I was one square off, and I moved myself just a tiny bit.
All right,
closer.
dexterity saving throw, DC 22.
Oh, fucking hell.
Only?
Only 22. Yeah. Can I
As a
even
fire,
get-
as a fire word just blasts off as the knocker is used.
Yeah, I just realized Phaedra can't ever make a 22, so yeah, so she
I
takes
mean,
full damage.
technically you can. I have.
Shuri, you have advantage on that.
Spellguard shield. Any
Nice.
magical effect or spell.
Nice.
Nope, I failed that.
So, Kale,
Oh, yeah,
you see
doesn't
from
that
your
help me that
position, suddenly there's a huge jet of fire that just swamps the party up ahead in that corridor.
Oh, you smell something.
Kale's
You
just
smell
like.
something!
And Urk succeeds. Urk.
I
All
guess they
right.
got worse things to worry about than getting bitten.
Okay, 44 points of damage. Half that for those who succeeded their dexterity saving throw.
Ow.
Did you
Read
take?
something.
Did you take the owl out, or is the owl still in your bag of holding?
I think it's still in the bag of holding.
Yeah, I haven't.
Okay,
that I
I'm just
wanted
making
that.
sure.
I'm
But
gonna
it's good because I
resummon.
almost did.
So poor
I was very
Sterl.
close to bringing. I was very close to having it come out.
Oh, God. Oh wait,
Sturhall.
we have temporary hit points. Don't forget that. Or
From?
increase.
Heroes
Some of you do.
Feast.
No, wait, no, that's temporary hit. Hero's Feast is not temporary.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I said the wrong thing. Increased health because of Heroes Feast.
Yeah, didn't Flock also cast aid on people?
Yep.
You know
That is
what,
why I
Evan-
have almost 200.
What damage is this? Fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take half
So
There you
it's
go.
actually 166.
because I don't want to take full.
For Phaedra, and then Aminette. You're at 98. Okay.
Remember, Aminette takes half. Evasion.
I didn't succeed though.
evasion is fail for half or succeed for 0.
Oh, okay. God, I feel so stupid sometimes.
You're not. It's okay.
It's an easy thing to forget because it's not common.
No, I've been
It-
wrestling with my memory these days. It's hard. Okay,
Aw.
so 98. So 44. So that's 22.
Mhm.
So I gain back,
22.
but that would
That-
put. Sorry.
Because 22 and 22 is 44.
Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna redo this. Because I did not math that right. Okay, so that means I only lose 10, so she's at 106. Got it. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry.
Stratos
Alrighty.
looks very annoyed as he comes back.
Meredith yells, "Are you guys okay?"
For the most part.
We followed instructions and we got blown up for it. It's fine.
See?
Yeah, I'm starting to think there is some logic there too that just kicking doors in will.
You gonna kick that door in then?
Maybe make sure kicking it won't also explode.
Aminet's gonna take a close look at it just to check real quick. before we
Investigation.
Open, yeah.
No one in here looks particularly hurt, but I can't see everyone's health bar.
You finally notice that there's a currently faded glyph of warning on the knocker.
Glyph of warning.
Warding.
Warning.
And she'll point that out.
Yeah. Yeah, basically you found it on the back side of the knocker's handle, so anybody using the knocker, when it's active, causes the explosion.
After you, she'll kind of step away and make room for Will.
The door is is otherwise not locked or trapped.
Wooden door.
Looks like it is a bronze. Yeah, probably a heavy wooden door that's not affected by the flame.
Will makes look like he's about to kick it, and then he calmly opens the door.
Alrighty.
Fake out.
This room is empty except for a steel shield hanging along the southern wall. The shield is cast in the form of a serene, angelic visage wreathed in bronze feathers.
Yeah, but what else is there?
That's it. Just the shield that's attached to the wall.
It's just a flimsy-looking shield.
Nature, want to take a look?
Yup.
Careful.
Magic?
Yeah, shield is.
Hold on.
Phaedra, as you walk in, you first notice the tiny glowing glyph on the back of the knocker that you would have seen as you walked into the corridor. And you see that the shield definitely has some kind of abjuration magic about it.
She relay that.
Oh, it's another action.
What does that do again?
Fun.
She'll like start a bundle?
It's
Action. Easiest.
typically like shields and protection, force fields, keeping stuff in, keeping stuff out. That sort of stuff. You know, like the
Defense.
obelisk had adjuration
Wasn't that?
and I was hiding frog.
Oh, so there could be a frog behind the shield? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
subjuration is only used in frog-related spells.
Could also
mean,
be a
it's not like-
shield.
I mean,
also-
obviously.
It
The
could
likelihood
also.
that it's a frog is low.
Can you guys hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear.
It could also just be like a enchanted shield with magic on it, like a +2 shield or something. Because I guess that would also trigger abjuration magic?
It would.
A +2 shield or something like that.
Yeah, that would make a bit of sense.
How high up on the wall is this?
You could reach it.
Yeah, Phaedra will. Oh God. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, Phaedra will go up and see if she can take it off the wall.
You could easily lift it down.
Maybe our artificer can check what it is.
Phaedra looks very. Her eyes go wide. Oh no! Not again! Yeah. So she's going to be like, "Oh, hi," and she, of course, because it's Phaedra, she's saying this out loud. Oh, hi. Why do things start talking to me? Fury!
Is it a talking shield? So cool!
Hi, yeah, it wants out of the room. Hi, yeah, I can get you out of the room.
Wait.
Sure.
Wait, maybe Von will check it first.
Set it down.
No, I'm okay with talking to you. I'm okay with talking to you. It's fine. No, I just, I had a bit of an experience with this stone. It had an aboleth in it, and, I'm a little scared with talking stuff, and, I just, yeah.
Can I talk to the shields?
I mean, if it's a talking shield, can't it tell you what it is? Exactly.
Sure. Yeah, Von. Okay. Hi. I can get you out of the room. What? Are you trapped in there? Are you a frog in the shield? I mean, what are you doing here? Oh, Vondel, Vondel, come here.
Yeah.
Oh, that Lokar is an ass, isn't he? I'm sorry. Do you have the ability to identify?
I do.
Do you mind identifying this? And we'll kind of hold out the shield for you to touch.
But doesn't the shield know what effects it has?
I'm just the shield told me I could identify it for better details.
But it could give you the better details.
Plus, it doesn't
The
know
sword,
what
the shield just wants you to waste a spell slot.
And
I mean,
yes,
you don't
it's
need
also
to waste one. You could do it
Yeah, but-
ritual.
Not sure you can
That's
hear
a
what they're
ritual,
talking
right?
about from where you're at, Kale, unless you want to get
I know,
into
I'm
that
just
corridor.
like,
pointing
that's
out
a lot of
being an asshole.
time to do it with a ritual.
We can
And
spare 10 minutes.
Well, it would be 10 minutes, and I also don't want to use a spell slot because I need the spell slot for cure wounds.
How long do you want to stay sitting there, Kale? Would you come in there after a couple minutes, or would you stay
No, I'm
there?
not gonna. Like I said, I'm not gonna get grouped
Okay.
up with them.
All right,
because
so Meredith is going to
bite 'em.
spend the time talking to the invisible Kale. Pretty sure he's there because she keeps poking you. Like, she keeps waving her arm around and trying to find where you are, then poking you wherever you move.
He's being grouchy. So, he's being him.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, we don't need to. There's a good chance that we're gonna have to be dealing with Lokar soon, so I guess I'll just put it in the back of holding for now, and we'll just go on.
Yeah, I'll identify it when we have a break.
Okay.
She'll tell the shield, "I'll get you out of here. I just need you put you in the bag. We're gonna deal with this wizard dude, and yeah. So sorry if you don't like the dark." And she puts the shield in the bag of holding. I already have a shield on my back. And and it's from my wife. I don't know if she'd really. I mean, I can keep you out if you want.
I can hold on to it.
I could use a shield, now that I think about it. Although I don't know what it has, so I'm not sure if I want to be wielding it.
You're looking for a friend. They're also a shield? Who's your friend?
Is it
She's
not
gonna
fucking shields?
The shield's looking for a friend, apparently, who is also a shield. Who's your friend? She's gonna keep holding it for a second and finish this conversation.
How
But
far up do we need to go to find their friend? Or is it in this floor?
yeah, I'm waiting for further information. You're part of a set. Oh, you need to find your sister. Oh, it's a set of shields. Do you know where chances are slim on this, but do you know where your sister shield could be? This is really cool. Like Phaedric is like, this is an awesome talking shield. As Grizz is frantically typing.
Yeah.
I am sorry for the sorry. I'm so sorry for the typos that I put in there. I just didn't want to waste any more time going back and fixing the typos and spell checking. I type fast, other letters get put in there, and I don't spell right.
They look like the opposite of you. Okay. But you're not sure anymore. They could have changed, maybe? You just know that your sister's out there. Okay. Well, how about this? I've got two lovely people here that really like shields too. And they're really nice. And how about one of them puts them on your back? Would that be okay? We've got to take care of the wizard, though. Can't really waste a whole lot of time. But if we can try to find your sister, we will. Okay, Fader's going to roll a die. 1 for Vondel, 2 for Frock. Wait, Frock, you already have a shield, don't you?
No?
Oh, okay.
No, I do. I do have a shield.
You bitch.
But as you ask me that, I hide my shield.
Oh, beautiful.
Tiny Gerblin trying to hide a shield. Okay, so Vondel, do you have a shield?
No, I do not.
Fader will give it to Vondel.
No, Vandal, do you want to trade?
Is your shield magical?
Very magical, very good shield.
No.
It's +2. It's very good shield.
Ooh, that is a good shield.
The question was because I don't want it to be magical.
Fader will be like, okay, this is Vondel.
That's
He's
also
a
magical.
very, very smart dwarf, and I think that he would be. You're in good hands. And she hands the shield to Vondel.
All right. Well, we should get a move on. Unless there's something else in this room that we've missed.
I'm just worried that. No offense, looks at the shield. Like, what if it's like a fireball thing and you walk out the door and explodes? Maybe I should hold it.
Yeah,
I can
Vandal,
take a fireball.
Are you sure you don't want to treat that possibly explosive shield instead of my awesome +2 shield that protects me from all danger?
I mean,
Sit here for 10 minutes and identify it, if that's the concern.
Yeah, we've already wasted that much time chit-chatting. Not that I'm there.
And I can take a moment.
I'm just RPing this out how I
Yeah.
was told. And so if people don't want to use their spell slots, then they're not going to use their spell slots. So it is what it is.
We'll roll lost interest 2 minutes ago and is leaving.
That's fine.
It's fine.
oh my
If-
god, don't worry,
if you-
I won't.
Otherwise, Shori, because Shori kind of wants to check around the room, see if there's any hidden doors.
So, Vondel, you keeping the shield?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
I'm gonna
You can list it in your inventory as Angelic Shield.
go to the other room and I'm gonna look in that room for a shield.
Just gotta roll investigation quick to see if there's any hidden doors. Not that I can see, apparently.
Trying to think like which where was another way to get out of here? Was there another thing?
There, no other things we've seen so far.
Yeah, Vondel, you don't find anything of interest in that room.
Maybe creepy pillars?
We found the creepy pillars, but there's also the room full of helmed horrors we haven't gone through.
Yeah,
Then-
Aminet's gonna peep in this room and make sure that there's nothing hidden.
Yeah.
Let's see, investigation.
Yeah, Amy that spends a little, probably the time that they were just having discussion about the shields. But Aminette circled the room carefully, checking
Yeah.
for anything, and nope, no other secret doors, nothing.
Okay.
Definitely gonna use the shield as an actual shield.
All right,
If I
so
need the extra-
that would be a +1 shield at this point.
All right. That.
Do you want to take a moment to look at the circle, which I feel might be dangerous? Or do we want to deal with the helmed horrors and make sure there's nothing hidden down there?
Honestly, the only oh god, I don't like it at all.
We're missing something.
We are missing something.
Yeah, so probably a better look at the strange pillars that you were talking about.
Yeah, let's go look at the pillars.
We're gonna head to the
Whee!
safe area and then to the west.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wow, these are weird pillars.
Ah, they're not that weird. Let's step into the center, right, Flock?
Yeah, let's go.
That is a bad
Wait.
idea.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, Frock.
All right.
Frock. As soon as you enter the pillar, a voice starts to speak to you from the middle of the air. A crown festooned my dwarven brow. I rest beneath the mountain now. Who am I?
The king under the mountain.
They're asking for a name, dumbass.
That's his name.
This is probably shit we should have learned from. This is like the trivia from the other levels of the dungeon.
Don't you
Yeah,
remember?
bro.
It was the tomb we walked through up there, the one with the swinging doors. Remember? We sent where we didn't want to enter and do anything when we sent those other dwarves to handle it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was so long ago for my player.
What's the Phaedra? It's a dwarf thing.
That was like 2 or
What?
3 days ago in character.
Yeah.
Fader will walk into the middle. What?
There's a dwarf man with a crown, and he lives under the mountain, or that's where he's dead now, I think.
You remember, Phaedra, that swinging door tomb?
I'm really sorry to be this way, but I, as a player, don't remember what you're talking about.
Like when we fought that golem on the staircase.
Do you have any question? Did we take any notes about that? I'm just curious.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry, sweetie.
I
Oh, don't worry.
think-
Hey! No reason to be
No,
sad.
hey.
It happens. It's not your fault.
No, just sorry.
Hey.
I need a minute.
It's okay. We can take a break now and think of it. Work on this after that. 15-minute break, everyone.
Yeah.
All right. If you need anything, just let me know.
Be back. Alright, be back.
All right, I'm back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, I'm back.
How's it going?
I cannot remember a name.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, and I never,
We-
and I looked at my notes for the time that you were in the level that the name would have been found, and I didn't write down anything about you guys finding the name.
Yeah, but we talked to that
North.
the
Durgar?
Duergar lady,
Mhm.
and I believe she might have mentioned the name.
Maybe we
This-
can make a history check for it?
Can we make a history check?
Yep. Like I don't know for certain if you heard the name here or not, because it's not if nobody wrote it down in their notes. It's
Yeah,
not
like
in
I
my
said,
notes,
we
so it's
talked.
possible that she just mentioned that there was something there, but didn't say a name for it.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Like I wrote down her name in my notes because you learned her name, but
Oh, Hale isn't up there, so he's not gonna roll history. Sorry, he's too busy trying to bite Meredith, I guess.
yeah.
By the way, is that like a wisdom, like for willpower save? I know
Sure.
when it was on the floor above for the smell, it was wisdom. So
That works for me.
Yeah, I said she's gonna keep pestering him. I mean,
Hey, don't roll it too often.
Anyone, Shuttle, are you back yet, or are you ready to proceed, or should we wait a while? Some more,
Yeah,
because we
just
can
as
wait.
you-
Because we can wait some more if you're not back.
I don't think she is yet.
All right.
burrito.
Wasn't sure if she was just messaging me from an app or was here and just quiet.
Let's see. Step into the circle of the ominous pillars.
Well, it's a trivia show.
What level did you find a bunch of goblins? Level 2? 3? I don't know. Who keeps tracks of numbers? Who keeps tracks of goblins?
Yeah, who cares about goblins?
Fuck y'all. Oh, no, let's sort of my kind like that. Anywho.
I mean, I don't keep track of gnomes because it's too fucking hard to find them.
Yeah.
Not even worth my trouble.
Yeah. What level of the dungeons were there some fake ass vampires? Level 1, I know that one because that was the first time I did FBI open up.
Vader's back, she says.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I just had a little bit of frustration, guys.
You've nothing to be sorry for.
It
We
happens.
understand. If you need time, we take time.
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Love y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, and we love you too.
I have some god names I can throw out. I don't know if they're right though.
Oh.
Yeah, we encountered a lot of dwarven stuff in a lot of levels, so it's like hard to remember.
yeah,
every-
you know what?
There's been a lot of
There is a lot of dwarven shit here.
Yeah.
Who could do a history check as well? Where's history?
yeah. I'll do, now that
Shh.
Fraser's back, I'll do a history check.
Did I hear shitty vampires? Is that what it's tied to?
No,
Yeah,
we were
open
just
up.
joking about the.
Oh,
I was talking about more dungeon trivia.
Oh, okay. I was like,
What
I have
what level-
Shar, but I don't know. if
What
that's
level did
maybe-
we find the fake ass vampires? Level 1. And
I'll do history.
Although I'm not sure if I would know any of.
Yeah, I don't know.
this
Yeah,
type of
Vondel,
stuff.
you weren't in the group at that time, were you? Or no, maybe I don't remember if you were or not.
It's about dwarves, so there's a chance, but
I don't remember
also
we
not-
still had fake Varen or Vondel at that point.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about the more recent trip back into the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, because you actually came down here several times.
Yeah.
This is like our third time down here, I think.
yeah.
Third,
Yeah,
fourth.
I checked my timeline notes on that a couple days ago, and it's like, oh yeah, that's right. There was they came back and then they got pulled back into Avernus and had to go deal with that stuff because of Dara.
I think it was before we got Vondel. I think he was still just controlling Earth
Yeah.
at that point.
yeah, I was still controlling that.
It was just before Vondel, wasn't it?
I think it
sure
was.
It just depends on where,
Just
what
oh,
level it was.
Yeah, because we went through that mirror.
Mm,
And we
where
found-
Phaedra learned how to do the
Or
sticks.
she communed or whatever
magic.
it was.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
sticks.
she did the divination.
Divination,
Yeah, you might be able to find out
Wait.
some information. here.
Melanair?
There, you found it. You did learn it.
You did not seriously write that down.
I did.
You
I
suck.
have a quote here that says, "Our king is with the gods. Here lie his bones. Melanair bowed."
You did not write that down.
And as you
You write
speak,
everything down?
and as you speak the name, the three of you who are inside the pillars, did you actually for it? Is the owl seriously on there?
I mean, it's in the bag,
In the bag.
Oh, it's in the bag. Okay,
which
so
is with Phaedra.
they've disappeared.
Oh.
Oh well, crap.
Well, the rest of you did everyone do what she said.
Yeah,
Holy
sure. It just
shit.
immediately just darted in there. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Oh.
where did they go?
Hey, we're
Time to
doing this,
take
Dad.
indoors, boys.
Because she would be panicking,
It's
just
just-
watching everyone just vanish.
Like, alright, I guess we're just rushing in.
Kale's just like,
It's
I
fine.
thought they just disappeared.
Come on,
didn't they?
Kale!
That's bad, right?
Well, Kale can move if he wants to, but Meredith is rushing on. And she stands out there. Come on, before they say the name again. Kale, are you here? And she keeps stretching for his hand and grabs at him.
Yeah, I guess she could grab him if she can.
she grabs
But
an
you got me
invisible
piled
Kale.
up on them. I have to do the wisdom save.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All right. So how many people do we have there?
lot.
Just a bunch.
I'm
But you can-
assuming I saved. I'm
yeah,
good.
you saved. It's like, yeah, they're frustrating and they look tasty, but with Meredith
I'm rolling
just
that on disadvantage too. So you guys are lucky
tugging
that.
you along. It seems to be working. All right, so this room, 8 black marble pillars stand in a circle near the walls of this 20-foot-high room. A fist-sized yellow sapphire is embedded in each of the 5 easternmost pillars at a height of 10 feet. Such that all 5 gemstones face inward. Each of the remaining 3 pillars in the west side of the room bears an empty indentation where a similar gem is meant to be placed.
Are we stuck here?
I mean, there's a door.
Well, I mean, like, as in going backwards.
Yeah, it doesn't look like this
Actually.
this teleportation circle is active on this side.
I mean, we can take a Storm coin. It's fine.
Well, we could figure out how to get this activated.
I destroyed mine. I figured out how to destroy mine.
Yeah, she hasn't seen fit to give you another one.
Because I'm not Will, and I'm not to be tormented.
Oh, Phaedra, can you let my bird out?
Oh yeah. She just like opens the bag of holding, and I guess it just like.
Just flies
Oh
out
no.
Yeah.
and lands on your head.
Who let the owl out? Who?
Oh,
I'm sorry,
man.
I hate myself for that. I had to get it out.
While that's happening, can you reject the door?
All right,
bad.
investigation, please.
Where's my button? There's my button. Not bad. Think she muted?
Oh, oops, sorry. Yeah, the door is fine. I was just reading the notes.
This door appears to be made out of door.
I don't see any traps or anything.
No traps. No, not locked. It's just a door.
Yeah. Guess if someone wants to open it, looks at Frog, who's standing literally in front of the door.
I kick the door open.
Man,
Will
I'm a
smile.
trendsetter.
Just waiting for one of these
Yes,
times where
yes.
it
The
opens a
old
pole.
the old gnome is a trendsetter. That is awesome.
I'm just waiting for it to be a pole door and it won't work.
Okay, Frock, you said you kicked open the door.
I do.
Uh-huh.
All right, that's unfortunately gonna have a big consequence. Because there is a thing here that says characters who make a loud racket in this hall attract certain things.
Yes!
And as you're standing there in that hall, you're hearing this very familiar screaming noise and laughing noise. This combination of laugh scream coming from that southern zigzag.
Whee!
Laughing, screaming noise.
Yes, there is a sound of laughter and screaming coming closer from the south. From the south.
I'm just gonna stay invisible
Incoming,
between these two
incoming.
pillars.
Yeah, Fader's gonna run in
Boy.
as well.
Initiative.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck me! Are you kidding?
Oh, that
Um,
doesn't sound good. I don't know
I
what.
don't.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
come out
act-
yet.
Which
actually-
square is fucking Frock in? He's in 4.
Oh,
I don't know which square
My.
Frock's in.
I'm in all the squares!
God.
And now you've discovered why it's not necessarily the best idea to go kicking open doors because it's specified loud bracket attracts them.
So what you're telling
Ah.
me is that we can deal with these enemies here rather than later.
That's a lot from what I can
Yep.
just see with Birdie.
We make more racket and get the entire dungeon here.
We might have a problem.
Nah.
That's
Can't
just your
fight
opinion.
those.
Oh.
They cast fireball a lot, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay right where I am between these two pillars and invisible. Have fun, guys.
My birdie just came out, Grizz.
Too bad.
I can take this.
Brock, why did they make all that noise?
I can take this. Oh,
Okay, then everybody else back quietly into the room and close the doors. He can take this, guys.
Unfortunately, he kicked open the door, and the door is now laying broken over. It's now laying over here. I take the kick open thing seriously and knock doors down, doing it.
Yeah, but I
Hey,
would just make him roll a strength check to see if he actually damaged
Oh,
the door.
okay.
I take kicking doors open
That's thing.
seriously
Brock,
as well.
roll a strength check. Let's see if you actually kick that door across there, or if I just have it kicked open over here. Let's
Okay.
see. Yeah,
doors off the
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
okay.
The door. The little goblin managed to kick the door all the way over here because he is a strong little goblin.
Don't think me like that. Who do you think you are?
Meredith kind of like looks around, going, I don't know where you are, Kale, but I'm hearing weird noises. I'm going over here. 5, 10, 15, 20,
Fine.
25, 30, 40. Oh, that's not good, she says, looking down over there. I think I have a spell for that. So you're moving your hands in the air. Let's see. And she is going to cast Ice Storm down there.
But her spell save is 12.
Really? Hold on.
That's what it says.
Her spell save is 16, actually.
Yeah, the spell is 12.
Yeah, but the spell's wrong. Her spell save DC is 16. I don't know why it's coming up that way. Let me see if I have an area of effect that does that. I guess the closest one, since the area of effect is 20-foot radius, I'm just gonna bring out the fireball and recolor it to be ice storm color. Alright, she's going to throw it down on there. And because she has actually a 16 and not a 12, they're all going to have to roll dexterity saving throws. And how many are there? There's 7 of them. That's right.
Where the fuck did Frock go?
6 and 7. He's down there.
Going in for the kill.
2d8 46. What the? Oh, that's because it's constant damage, that's why. It stays. It's. Hailstorm. Effect into difficult terrain until the end of your next turn. Alright, so that stays there for a bit, making it taking it like that. Okay, so flame skulls. Stint. Oh, yeah. Meredith doesn't know that. Meredith had no reason to know that. God damn. Meredith looks shocked when they don't take nearly as much damage as she would have expected. Because they don't take cold. They're immune to cold damage. So yeah. And it's not rough terrain to them because they're flying. So some of them just take 8 points of damage. Others take only 4. Meredith's looking all proud of herself, figuring, "Flame skulls, I got this. I've got a nice ice storm I'm gonna throw at them. It's gonna destroy the. What? Why is it all burning up? No, this sucks."
Why would fire be hurt by cold?
Because fire, cold, opposite.
Fire beats cold. That's why you make a fire when you're cold.
She kind of frowns and looks at Will and sighs. Yeah. Frock.
Rock. Move forward, because this is kind of his doing. I can see them now, so I'm gonna... What spells do I have for this? I don't actually have many spells for this. Pop, 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 pop. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Okay,
I'm gonna throw my...
currently, that area
lightning
around them is rough terrain in case anyone needs to run towards them, but it'll be dropped as soon as Meredith's turn comes around.
I am gonna throw my lightning javelin.
All right.
Let me double check. Where's my... There it is. So... Oh, there it is. Wait. So...
Which one are you
let me
aimed at?
double check what it does. Because there's a whole description thing. Let me just copy paste that. So I yell at the command word and then I throw the thing.
All right. Oh, that's damage. That's the damage. Okay, so dexterity saving throw on things in front of it. Where's the line at?
I'm gonna throw it. I think I hit like the biggest cluster of them like this, right?
All right, that's 3 of them. Got it.
So let me double check.
All right.
Is the damage on this correct? No, it's not.
No, the damage. I thought the damage was. Oh, that's your attack. Okay, never mind. Then.
Yeah, so that's the damage. That's the one on the one I hit, and then 46. 90. That's a good roll.
Yes. So let's see. 6 piercing, 1 radiant, so 6, 7, and then okay. So that is. The lightning doesn't seem to affect them that much either, but it does more damage than the cold would have.
Okay. I think it's time to get pelted now. Oh, they're all in different initiatives. That's good.
Yeah, I wasn't. If I put them all in one initiative, they would have swarmed you. I don't think you would have died.
Nah, I can actually. I'll be fine.
7 fireballs.
Yeah, but I can take
I'm
0
fine.
damage from
I'm
them.
fine.
No, I'm just talking about it.
They can take 7 fireballs.
No. I was talking about Frock.
Yeah.
That Frock
Yeah, I
would have
can-
potentially been dead.
I can survive that. If I can dodge half of them, I'll live.
Dodge a wrench, I can dodge a fireball.
If I can dodge a fireball, I can dodge a planet.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that movie.
If I can dodge a planet, I can dodge responsibilities.
So, let's see. The one that's attacking you fires 2 fire rays at you twice, Frock.
Yeah, so that's the hit. That misses, I think. Both of them? Yeah, both of them miss.
Sure, you're up.
Because she knows they deal fire. So she can take a deep breath, and she can use that. So it makes a 10-foot radius around me that's icy and difficult terrain for creatures other than me. Good luck. But also makes resistant to fire and immune to cold.
Nice. Anything else?
And I ignore difficult terrain made by ice. So we're gonna go. We're actually gonna kind of move against this wall for now. Kind of get some cover. Starhall's gonna move to the wall as well. And that's gonna be it, because that's my action to cast that spell, I believe. Is it an action spell, right? Yes.
Okay. Phaedra, you are up.
Okay. Oh fuck! Chopstick, go fly. 5, 10.
So you will see ice around her, so keep an eye on that.
Cool. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So she can get right there.
Fuck birdie.
Birdie. Okay, so she's gonna. How far away is this? 25. So this is going to be with disadvantage. She's going to. Well, wait. If the range on something is 20, would it be disadvantage, or can she not throw it a weapon if the?
Can I
if they're
see? Can I
25?
see the thing on the weapons? What does it say?
The range is 20 to 60. It's a hand axe.
Yeah.
So anything over 20 is disadvantage.
Cool.
Yep.
So she's going to do. She's going for the front
Unless you're underwater, at which point that's the maximum range it'll move.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Okay. So since I said at the beginning of the session that everything's kind of wonky, so this will be +1 to hit on top of this, I believe, because of +2 on the sun sword. So.
Yep.
Okay, so disadvantage 1. Disadvantage 2.
All right. So as you throw your thing at it, a shield bursts up around the flame skull, deflecting your throws.
Oh.
It has a shield spell?
Yep.
Oh, fuck me. Okay.
Yeah, but that's good to know.
Okay. And then I will try to make something. Hold on. She gets one more disadvantage. None of those hit, I assume.
That last one hits for 9 damage.
Okay,
It would do
so
one more damage.
it would do 10 damage.
10 damage.
And
Gotcha.
then it's undead, correct?
Yes, it is.
So she would do an additional 1d8, and this is all radiant damage for the record. 5 extra points of damage to undead.
Alrighty.
And I will try to make something that's a little less confusing in between turns.
Oh, that's fine. Vondel.
Alright, I don't know the threat that awaits me.
You
so...
just hear something screaming and laughing at the same time.
Yeah, definitely saw them running straight down, so I'll go here. I can't see the enemy, so.
But you see that the
dash.
corridor appears to be much lighter than you might expect for the corridor to be.
Extra glowy.
Yeah, it's extra light.
So I'll dash to here.
Oh, and that reminds me, there's also chandeliers shedding bright light 20-foot radius. I'm not sure if you can see them on the map or not. But there's like one there, and then just
How
one
high
you
is the
can't see from
ceiling?
here. The ceiling is 20 feet high and arched.
Perfect.
Sorry, I was looking at. I studied the Yeah. Chandeliers. Radiant crystal chandeliers levitate near the ceilings. There's also paintings that line the walls that come in many sizes and have gilded frames. You also, Phaedra, I know you're in the middle of battle, but you would also notice that not only are the lights being shed magical, but each of the paintings is also magical.
Oh, good.
And most of them appear to be pictures of Lokar, wearing a red robe with many eyes on it.
Ooh.
Anything else, Mondel?
Well, I used my action to dash, so no.
Okay, next flame skull. Next flame skull lets loose with a fireball. Centered on Phaedra, which would also affect Shiri and Sturhall. Oh, yeah, and Sturhall. Since the flame skull can't get hurt by fireball, it doesn't matter that the other flame skull is in the area of that.
So dexterity saving throw at advantage.
Let's see.
So Frock, Phaedra, and Shiri.
Do I apply my shield master bonus to this? I don't think I do.
That one.
The +2? No.
I mean, the plus my shields bonus, which
Uh-uh.
is the +4.
Yeah, this is an AC
Okay.
one. This is a saving throw. Unless it specifically says
Nope.
saving throw on there.
Oh no. Take damage.
Right, hold on. Okay, homunculus is fine.
All right.
For half damage.
Evasion for the win.
So that flaming skull flies over here behind one of the pillars. Well, it's not exactly behind. It's floating, and so are they. Will, you just saw an
Okay.
eruption of flame in the corridor.
There's a lot of flame going on today. 2, 3, 4, 5.
I succeed.
Well. Fuck. So are you judging that if I can see it on my character sheet, I can see it?
Yes.
Or are we going... Yeah, okay.
Because the hallway is lit. I mean, the flame skulls
Yeah,
themselves
it's just
are
that
bright lights, but there's
dynamic
also,
land...
yeah, there's also a light shedding in the corridor, which makes it lots more
Dynamic
things illuminated.
lighting is not really set up perfectly, so like I can see
Yeah.
that the corner of the wall is here, but I can see this one anyway.
Yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
like you could probably see the light shed by that, but you'd more like be seeing this one here and whatnot.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna use my bonus action to dash just to make it more reasonable. So I move 5 feet extra. And then I cast Bones of the Earth.
Huh.
On each and every one of them that I can see. 6 pillars. I can help draw the pillars.
That'll work.
And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just if you want to place those beneath them.
I'm trying to decide if this actually affects them or not. Hold on, give me a minute.
Well, I mean, even if they're flying, they can still be squished. Unless there's some kind of magnetic pulse.
And maybe they're not corporeal. I don't know how they work.
Yeah,
I mean, if they're
Not
solid, they should be able to be squished.
if
Yeah,
they're
it's the-
solid, they're squished.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I was like sitting there trying to make sense of. Okay, so this is magic. They are resistant. So I'll be rolling. This is strength saving?
No,
Dexterity
no,
saving.
hold
There
on.
we go. Dexterity saving throw to get out of this. All right.
Well, that's to get out of it if they're caught. If they're just
so-
if they're
so-
if they're standing on the pillar, they
well,
just
well, there's no standing. These things don't have feet. But
there's still a ceiling,
yeah, exactly.
and
So
they can't use movement as a reaction.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
Because I need to know which ones I'm rolling for. Because there's more than 6.
Sorry, I meant all
He
6
said
I
the
can
6 that
see.
he could see, so.
Yeah, I'm not
I mean-
sure which ones he can see or not. There's like just. All right.
That's why I wanted these to be placed under, because I'm gonna place them over the tokens now.
No, don't worry, I got it.
And da, 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 da.
Ah.
And you can target the ground under a creature if that creature is medium or smaller. Each pillar has a blah blah blah.
That's the main thing I was trying to figure out is if it matters if the thing is on the ground or not because
If
these
a
things
pillar
are
is
hovering.
created under a creature,
Yeah, that's why I was reading.
creature.
That's why I'm gonna roll dexterity saving throws for all of them. Yeah, but like I said, that's what I had to do the research on.
okay,
real
so
quick.
it has to be lifted.
Yeah, it's not immune to. It's immune to prone. It's not immune to restrain. That's the other thing I was
No.
checking. I was making sure that it also it wasn't damaged because of a prone effect, and it's like nope. Nope, that has nothing to do with prone, so therefore they must roll dexterity saving throws. Your DC is 17. They have advantage because this is magic, and there's 6 of them. Alright, so first one gets pushed up there. Oops. Come here, token. Second one does not. Third one gets pushed up there because the shield spell doesn't help with that. Fourth one does not. Neither does that one or that one.
Let's see.
So you got 2 of them.
All right, the damage those 2 will take is 18 damage.
All right. And they're both restrained. Well, the one is restrained. The other one goes poof, and a skull is currently wedged between the pillar and the thing. You can kind of see this no longer flaming skull just looking down at you all.
Did you squish him?
Cool, and Will is going to use the rest of his movement to just go 10, 15, 20, 25. And yeah, he's done. Like, one restrained and the rest are blocked off.
All right. A fireball comes spinning out from the next one in line. And it's a good thing
no.
Will moved.
I'm going with no.
Spell magic.
No, I just no.
Well, unfortunately for you.
I had enough of your fireball shenanigans.
Raedra, Frock, Shuri, Vondel, Meredith. Will thankfully walked right. Basically, as soon as you walk away, Will, you feel flames at your back, just barely missing you.
Oh, there really is a lot of flame explosions happening today.
Today is Fire Day.
Oh, you mean Tuesday?
I take half damage. And Birdie takes no
Hey,
damage.
concentration. I took 6 from that one.
I need to make dex save first. Dex.
So that's
Can I roll higher than an 8, please?
No,
Yeah, I know.
you're not allowed to.
Who are you
You're
asking?
fine.
The gods.
The dice gods don't like you. You know that.
Hmm.
It's good. I
You are
expect him
doomed to mediocrity, my friend.
Look, I expect him to HP to survive these kinds of situations.
I expect him to stepping out of range.
You know
Last
I'm to
advice
them.
to you,
The fuck was that?
All right. Did the bird to make the dexterity saving? Yeah, the
Yeah,
miraculous
it rolled a
save.
20.
All right. Yeah, so poor Shiori, poor Frock. Even Meredith got tagged a bit. Vondel took less or no damage.
I took half, which didn't get rid of my temporary HP.
All right. So the next flaming skull also throws the fireball in the exact same spot.
God, fuck you, motherfuckers! I'm gonna come in there and smack your ass.
Oh my god.
Man, there really are a lot of fire
Hell.
explosion these days. Did you
I
also feel a draft?
succeeded again.
I succeed again.
I take 4 damage. Motherfuckers.
You're just standing there getting slightly pissed off.
God, this is irritating.
Meredith takes nothing.
I am maintaining concentration.
Oh my god, these
Frock
trolls
and,
aren't really doing much. They're just
Frock and,
annoying.
Frock and Phaedra.
Speak for yourself, man. Phaedra already dejected. She's at half health now. She rolled a 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, for this one. Oh,
Jesus.
okay.
Yeah, and for the last one, she rolled a 12.
So we're just missing Frock.
Yeah.
Quentin.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, roll number 8.
I'm fine. I take no damage.
He's took
Hey,
15
you
this time.
actually succeeded.
How do you take no damage?
Shield monster.
No, that only works for spells that
No. You can impose it to stop AoE.
spells that only attack you.
No. That's
AC
you can.
bonus.
Then you can add an AC bonus. Those are two different things.
It says if you're subjected to an effect that allows you to make a dexterity saving throw, and you only take half, you can use your reaction to take
You
damage.
yeah.
Oh, well then I would get the same on that first one, so I regain. Sorry.
That's okay.
I don't think there are a lot of spells that make you make a dex save that only target one person.
Okay,
Not to
so
think about it, but
Mhm.
yeah, those are two different effects.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Amunet, you're up.
There we go. Okay. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 bonus action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And by the way, you can no longer see the flame skulls that are behind the pillars over here.
Yeah, but
They
you can
can't see
this
you.
motherfucker right here.
Yeah,
though,
you can
right?
see this guy. You can see like 3 of them. One of them is squished up against a pillar up here and is still cackling, and then there's the one that's no longer on fire. This is a skull up on the pillar, but you can't see the other 3 that are behind the pillars.
Okay. That one right there. Okay, so no sneak attack, no sharpshooter. Yeah, she's gonna go light crossbow at that one that's just in a straight line from her.
All right.
And that's her turn.
Irk.
Let's see.
Irk sees a lot of fire.
Yep.
How far can Urk get? Not far enough, it seems. Does Urk? No. Okay. I guess. Vicious mockery on this one.
Alright. It's already cackling madly at him.
Your flames aren't even hot. Or something
Oh.
along those lines.
Was that a free vicious mockery I heard?
Its flames burn hotter as you say this insult at it. Anything else?
Nope.
Alright. A flame skull comes zipping up from between the pillars, and another fireball ensues.
Damn it, Bobby.
All the darkness.
Right in front of, Ed.
Come on!
I should get myself proficiency in deck saving throws.
Which
now that
basically
I-
means
thought
both
about doing that for
Phaedra
Phaedra.
and Frock, your reaction's already been used up with your shield mastery.
I don't think that costs a reaction, to be honest.
It does.
It,
It
does.
it says reaction
Take your
right
damage.
in the
Oh, yeah,
text.
it
That's
does.
why I knew that. That's why I,
I mean-
know that.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll still take half damage.
If
I believe.
we succeed,
No.
He rolled an 8, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he rolled another 8.
Yeah, I'm
Eh.
doing good on those.
Yeah,
Where's the damage?
God.
I'll roll it as soon as
Okay.
everyone's rolled their dexterity saving throws.
Alright.
Randall, Urk,
Randall.
I need one from Meredith.
Meanwhile, Will, did someone open an oven?
No.
Meredith's fine.
You can.
Oh.
It's fine, I'm
This
still
one's
above 100.
takes full damage. Buddy takes no damage. Again.
Alright. It looks like everyone has now rolled. Time for me to roll a fireball up.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna eat up spells though for healing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why this encounter is actually quite dangerous. It's like the flame skulls are like a CR3, but if you have multiple of them stacked together, it can be rather dangerous.
I can do some
Fireball
healing
after
later.
fireball.
Still concentrating.
Yeah, like hard.
Maybe I should
concentrating.
Should I counterspell? I should counterspell next time. Can we counterspell?
I don't
It's
know.
a spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Is it a
very
spell?
specifically a spell. Yeah.
Kale.
I don't know. There's an awful lot of screaming and fire. Yeah.
And Meredith,
let's
Meredith
see.
yells, Kale, wherever you are, we can use your help.
I'm
Yeah.
trying to figure out where he can get to. It's the doorway, and then I can go step. He's gonna dash, and he's gonna be there, but he's invisible still, so I can't do anything else. Well, I could maybe bonus action heal somebody, do a really shitty heal on somebody. But I can't see anybody that I could possibly. Well, Phaedra's beat up, right?
Yeah, but she's at 102 though still.
Okay,
So she's,
Then yeah, I'm not gonna bonus action heal yet because I don't want to drop invis
yeah.
Alright.
if I don't have to.
Plus we're healing out.
Wait, Kale, are you now invisible at any time, not just in the darkness?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's an invisibility spell. Like
I wa-
I just can constantly
Okay,
cast it.
cool.
So I do.
I was just
Yeah,
double
it's a
check.
15
I was just
level
double
invocation.
checking because it's no longer dark around here. It's all
Nope,
lit up.
nope. I am. Fuck you. You can't see me.
Fuck you, you can't see me.
Another flame skull.
It's discount Will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball.
What? Wow.
Fuck your fireballs! Motherfuckers.
They're still casting fireball. Haven't you? Wait, how did those get past?
They can they can fly between pillar sections. It's not like it was completely blocking off. There was a gap area right here and here.
Was there?
Mhm.
I thought I would have.
Around.
I thought I would have blocked it, but all right.
If that's the case, then actually you're still gonna have a difficulty getting past the hall with the things. It's just that these things are small.
And I think
Small too.
doesn't fireball go around corners like
It does.
anyway?
Yeah, but flame skulls don't.
Flamethrowers can't go around corners.
I was trying to keep them away and split
Can-
them
can-
up,
can-
but I guess no.
Well, yeah.
Does evasion eat up your reaction, or is it just a
No.
rogue thing?
Nope.
Oh, thank God.
Question: if they're squished up against the ceiling, can they see us to fireball?
Only one of them is squished up against the ceiling,
Okay.
and that one already used its fireball.
Okay. Do they have more than one fireball?
No, each of them only has one fireball.
That's okay. If we survive however many there are, we'll be fine.
That's why I've been putting those little wrench spanner symbols on them that tell me that they are missing their fireballs. They've already cast it.
I need to make a new save.
Oh, so does Meredith. Yeah, forgot about Meredith.
More fire damage.
Oh, even Meredith takes damage this time. Fireball.
I can't counterspell because I already used my direction. Oof.
Yeah, you already used your reaction proc. 30 points of damage.
Okay, is anyone dying at the moment?
So all of you take 30 or half or 15 or if you're very lucky, none.
How much is it? 30. Okay, 30.
Yeah. So pretty much everyone but
Resist
everyone
fire.
but Kale and Will
Oh.
is getting hit with these fireballs.
I am so glad I cast that spell to make myself resistant to fire.
Oh.
Meredith,
Ah,
shaking some fire off, takes a few steps back. Crap! How can these things be immune to cold damage, you grumps? And they're too hot to go rushing up at and smacking with my fists.
Keep telling you, cold does not beat fire.
That's not how cold works.
It's not like rock, paper, scissors.
It's like Kel's like, you really never studied your magical Pokemon stuff where like this beats
Fuck,
that.
you never played Pokemon?
Yeah.
I know in Pokemon that's exactly like fire beats ice, but and water beats fire. So as soon as the ice melts, things are different. Meredith stands back there as useless as Kale.
I'm not useless. I'm just choosing not to do anything.
Brock.
I?
Hi.
No, I am gonna.
Oh.
It's my turn, right?
I heard hi too.
If you want to.
That was a
I'm gonna move one step forward, and then I'm gonna hit this one and this one with a flail attack. Yes, I can.
Alright.
Probably not. hit
Yeah,
them.
they're not that high up. Unlike this one over here, which is on top of a pillar.
No, I mean my to roll to hit will be too low, like this one.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, they have an AC of 13.
God. That's better. I should probably add something to this just to make sure they die. Can I? I maybe should have done that first, actually. Cast the spell. Anyway, does that kill one? Did every... Yeah, 16.
Yeah. No, that does not kill one.
How much health do these guys have? I'm gonna cast... Is this a bonus action?
Make an
Why is
Arcana
this
check.
an
Maybe I can give you the number if you get a high enough one.
Sure.
You have no idea. These things could have infinite health for all you know.
I have a spell that's only a bonus action, don't I? Where is it? Is it not Crusader's Mantle? I guess not. I'll cast the Shield of Faith on myself.
Alright. Anything else?
That's it. I think can't move any. That's all my
Alright.
actions.
The one flame skull that's completely stuck behind.
Oh, wait. Can I retcon the Shield of Faith and do something else?
What did you want to do?
I wish to activate my flail
Alright.
passive. My flail passive heals anyone within 10 feet of me. So I'd need an aura, if I can figure out how that works. For 1d4, every time they end their... Is it end or start their round next to me? Creature within 10 feet of you, for every minute at the start of your turn, you regain 1d4 hit points.
That's nice.
Mhm.
This is gonna be healthy for everyone within 10 feet of me. I still have movement, so I might. I'll stay up here just to draw more fire because I'm probably the one who gets hit the least. But yeah. So Urkon is turn, which regain 10, and I think Phaedra would also regain 1d4. Phaedra would
At the
regain
start of our
1d4.
turn, though, right?
Yeah, at the start of your turn for the next 10 turns. So
Oh.
after this is done, we can like huddle up and smoke.
Have a group
weed.
hug. Kind of like what we did with Will's healing spirit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
no,
was
that
just
was-
thinking.
That was a
About
conga line, though.
So
Yeah, that was a conga line.
the other flame skull is kind of stuck behind pillars and can't find its way around. Shuri.
Oh, that goes back on. Sorry, Frog, but you're now in difficult terrain.
So is Phaedra and Urk now, too.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect the enemies at all because they hover.
Bonus action and something stir hall behind it. And we're gonna get swinging with it.
Sorry, I was just making sure it wasn't sitting there.
Buttons. Who's got my button?
This doesn't make it slippery, does it?
Yes.
No, it's just difficult.
Oh, it's trapped rain. Okay, so there's ice chunks on the ground. Let's
Well-
go with
Oh,
that.
thank God. It's like no more deck saves,
So
please.
That is 25. So that's 30 points of damage. Am I reading that right?
Minus the 5 for I got.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's right. There's no Hexblade's curse on there. Sorry, that's 26 points of damage. My brain is not working. Math is not
And
doing
if
well.
it's immune to necrotic, or is it resistant necrotic?
It's resistant to necrotic.
Okay, so it will take half of my life drinker, which I believe is 4. So yeah, it takes two more necrotic.
All right. It's still up. Still floating there.
And then bop again.
And it goes down. Oh, wrong thing. And falls to the ground.
Stirho will stay there, but because I moved 15, 5, 10, 15. I'll move there, so that way. Right now, I'm good.
All right, Phaedra, you're up.
Yeah, and she's gonna go flanking with Wifey.
There you go.
And then Sunblade against undead, so with the radiant damage. With advantage, 3 strikes.
Does the Sunblade have a radius to it?
Hold on, hold up. That first one was enough to knock it down.
Okay. And then she would do a sidestep over here for the second one.
All right. Oh wait, what is the second number?
That's the one. That's a two-handed.
Oh,
Oh.
sorry, it's not set up in roll 20, right?
Yeah, sorry. I thought one was the pure because it's a sunblade, so I don't think it's pure. It's it's right. It's a sunblade, so it can be pure radiant because it's just that.
It is yeah, that's it's
Sorry.
all radiant damage.
Then it doubles up for that. I'm not sure if that one was actually dead or not. Darn it.
Also, Phaedra, you gain 2 hit
Well, it also
points.
does take an additional D8 of damage too.
Yeah, so sorry, roll.
Sorry,
1d8.
I don't know how much damage that one had. I just realized that if doubling up 18, I would definitely have killed it. So it might still be alive, but I think he would be dead after that second hit.
Okay, so
Sorry, I
then-
misread that because I was reading double damage on there.
Chris, did you count my damage as radiant?
Yeah, the radiant doesn't double up. It's the special properties of that sword.
Oh,
And then she'll do a sidestep. Nope, she
Up.
does a sidestep over here,
All right.
and she'll go
Sorry.
for this one for her.
Oh, that's
third
right. You have a
attack.
third attack. My bad.
Yep.
High levels.
No, you're good. Yep. Okay, so this is a normal roll. And then plus a d8 for undead. 1d8. So just that first number, which is 13, plus an additional 6.
And then that one's down too.
Okay, so she went 5, 10, 15, 20, and then she'll... This is up on
And that's also
Pillar,
tough
though.
terrain, so that doubles
Oh,
going in and
got
out.
it. Then, yeah, that's her turn then. She can't move anything else.
The
All
one
right.
downside to me being resistant to cold.
Bundle.
Damn it! I was going to attack that skeleton, that skull.
Sorry.
Is the one I restrained still alive?
Yeah, there's one up here still on fire. There's another one up here, but it's no longer on fire. And there's 3 scattered across the
yes.
ground that are no longer on
Yeah,
fire.
there's one behind
First things
Shiori's
first,
nameplate right
there.
there.
I guess I'll just go up to here.
Anything else you wish to do, Fondle?
Nope.
All right. The flame skull that's up there is going to do fire array at Frock. And those supposed to miss. Will.
Fuck, I don't know what's going on over there now. 5, 10,
You're hearing less of that bad cackling noise,
15.
and there's nothing but on fire for a few seconds.
I don't have the spells for this. Um. Watch out from you within 30 range, 6 creature. Yeah. Okay. Right. So 30 feet from. Okay. Hurt people. Gather down here. Will is just gonna put a healing spell. 6 people. So Shiori, Phaedra, Frock, Urk, Vondel. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, can I put it centered on Vondel so that I can get Aminette as well, because she's hurt as well?
A little bit, not a whole
Oh.
lot.
Yeah, no, it's just gonna be a little bit of healing.
Okay.
Just a wee bit of healing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So who are you healing?
Everyone friendly in this down here area, from Aminette all the way down to Shiori.
Everyone in the kill box.
Yes.
Nice.
3d8 plus 4, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken here.
Spell casting ability modifier.
Is that? Yes, and
Wisdom.
yes, and it's a 4, I believe. It is.
Yeah.
Here you go, 4 health. 12.
Thank you.
No, that's a 5th level
Yay.
spell.
Yeah, but that's also 12 HP to 6 people.
Yeah, but
that's 60.
You just give 72 points of healing.
yeah, but that's nothing. And Well, he used 15. He's gonna use his step over here and bonus action to hide. Because he hasn't done anything else, so he's just gonna... Oh, actually, hold on. I need to roll to see if I actually can hide.
Will hide? Never.
Yeah. But my character sheet crashed and I have to open it again.
Mm,
Because, you know, it doesn't like me. 14? Nope, 27. Done.
All right. So the next flaming skull launches beams of fire out at Shiori, which I believe is a disadvantage because of the cloak.
look, and if it's a spell effect, it's because of the shield as well.
All right. Well, it's not a spell effect. It's eye beams. Next flaming skull has been defeated.
Wait!
What?
Reaction! It's the end of its turn. It needs to make a strength saving throw or be poured towards me.
All right.
He really likes yoinking things.
Yeah, I don't think it can make a strength saving throw since it's flying. Oh, actually, it's flying. It's not like it's attached to the ground. Hold on. Yeah. Well, it's not like. Yeah. So it gets
There's
yanked.
no way.
It gets yanked towards you. All
Yeah.
right. In doing so, would probably smash into Shiori. Shiori rolled a dexterity saving throw to get out of the way of the thing attempting to smash into you. All right, so you dodge out of the way of a flaming skull before it can smack into you.
And then a punch. Oh, I would have loved that crit.
I just love this idea of just pulls him and clotheslines him.
Now you make it.
That's,
Now you make it.
and that's thunder gauntlet, so that's causing a loud noise.
Oh, good.
Or enemies, please.
Urk.
Hey.
Skip dominant.
Oh, sorry.
You're
Sorry.
okay. Just as let know. Yeah. So take aim. Fuck this guy in particular. Sharpshooter.
All right.
With
I
advantage.
mean, we've already made a loud noise, so it doesn't matter.
There were several loud noises.
Oh, I did not. So that's actually a I did call sharpshooter, so -5, 18. Does that hit?
Yeah, and that's lightning damage.
Piercing.
It's just piercing damage. Oh, light crossbow. Sorry, I was reading that as lightning crossbow and remembering your time as a blood hunter. My bad.
No, you're fine. It is magical because +1. So
Yeah.
add 10 damage to that. So that's 24. Piercing.
Okay, then that kills it.
Oh, I didn't even get to add my sneak attack. God damn it.
Aww. I'll do it
Didn't even do
anyway.
It
Sneaky
just
shit.
it just drops to the ground.
Oh. Aminette is kind of just like, oh. I was expecting it to be hardier than that. And yeah, that's
Well, these things are dangerous. They're not very hardy.
yeah.
Urk.
I guess vicious mockery on the one up here.
It's still laughing
Yes.
down at him. And it's continuing to laugh at him. Kale, on you.
And Brock, how much health does Urk get for being around you?
1d4. It's not a lot. Oh, was anyone else around me while it popped?
When does the healing happen?
It
The
started-
start of
Start. Okay, yeah. So
Yeah. If you start your turn within 10 feet, which I did not.
you gave Urk an extra 4 health.
I guess I'm muted. Oh, there we go. All right. I'm assuming I can't see that one because it's behind pillars.
Yeah, the other one's behind pillars.
All right. Kale's just gonna stand there and mutter "What the hell did you need me for?" he doesn't see anything. I'm assuming is there more stuff around the corner? I guess he might. Yeah, there's not. Well, I guess there's one. That one? Can I see that one? Or is it smushed?
It's still up there in the pillar, so yeah, you can see that one.
Alright, I guess I will do the only thing that I do, Eldritch Blast. And that shouldn't be whispered. Sorry. 1, 2, 3.
Eldritch Blast of Force. That first one is enough to do it. Bam! The flames stop,
Well, and I don't see anything else, so I wouldn't switch to another
Yeah.
target, so.
sadly.
And that's pretty much all I'm going to do.
All right, Kale. Sorry, Meredith. Meredith comes over.
Oh,
and,
I guess I'm not invisible anymore, too.
yeah. Comes over and looks around. Anything else in here? I don't see anything.
I think there's one more behind the pillars.
No, I can't see anything. Frock.
I'll start moving forward. I can't get past the pillars, can I?
Nope.
You can attempt to break them.
I guess I could. Wait, let me first regain hit points.
As Frog like walks to like destroy the pillar, Fader will just be like, "That one's spicy, remember?"
Okay, I'll try and break the pillar. Do I just make an attack roll?
Yeah, it has AC and HP,
Okay.
according to the spell description.
Would I know how much HP it has? 19 hits. I have no inkling of the HP of this thing, do
I don't think we would.
I? Yeah. I don't want to blow a spell slot on it, though, so I'll just hit it. That's a 20.
What's the AC there, Will?
I copied it from the thing.
The AC is 5, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's AC 5. And
I should have smited. I should have smoted it. I should have smoted the wall.
I can put it up if you want me to.
I'll hit the wall again. No. I'm through the wall, I think. I'll just get
AC 5, 38 points, yeah.
You don't have any more movement.
Wait,
What do you
wait.
mean?
What's? Hold on. Frock.
How much?
Sorry.
No.
Oh yeah, you reduced my movement.
No.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like trying to say like because I saw Frock moving there. First off, yeah, there's the movement issue. Second off, if you could even, I wasn't sure if
20 to here.
I mean, I don't want to be that person as well, but destroying a pillar will cause it to crumble and make difficult terrain.
I mean, I don't
And
think
it's
difficult
still
terrain
Already
stops,
difficult
does
terrain,
it?
isn't it, from the ice?
More
stuff?
difficult.
yeah, and this is 30 HP, so
Yeah, I'm through it. With 2 attacks, that's a total of 40 plus damage.
okay. So this particular thing crumbles. The held action of the flame skull. It fires
Fireballs.
off its fire rays at
Counter
him.
spell.
Nope, these
Oh,
are
fire rays.
these are eye beams.
No, okay, yeah, that's fine. That won't
At
hit
you.
me.
And I'm not sure how much more movement you have.
Let's see. You were here, so 10, 20, 30 to get there. Sorry.
Anything else, Freck? Freck?
That's it.
Okay.
Can't move.
So now it's attempting to do fireball at you guys.
Nope, it's not. I just say no.
I
Please,
just say no.
Please
Yeah.
destroy your counter spell.
Nothing for you.
All right. Yep. It's third level or lower. The spell fizzles out.
We've had enough of that today. No.
Yeah.
We've had enough
You could have
fire
done
for
that
today.
anytime. Flame spell,
Yeah,
seeing
you
I
that,
didn't
have
have
a whole
50.
lot of spell slots.
flies around the corner. Sherry.
Just ran.
Yep.
It's getting
Flew around the
friends.
corner.
You're gonna turn everybody. Remember, these things come back after a bit. I don't. Would she know anything besides dispel magic that would have? Because we've dealt with these like twice now, at least.
So 4
Yeah,
times.
if you've been facing these things a few times and you remember that, then yes, your character does know that.
Hill had
Yeah.
also mentioned that they can be reasoned with sometimes.
Yeah, we've
Because
dealt with these things 3
God.
times.
he has reasoned with them before.
The Great Flame
you
Skull
know-
Rebellion.
Yes.
Would she know of anything besides dispel magic though? Just by like. anything she might have
Give
done
me an
between-
Arcana check.
Like, I'm stepping on them
pretty-
really hard and crushing them.
I'm pretty sure at some point
You don't remember.
I'm pretty sure at some point either Viren or Van, when we were dealing with them, told you how to get rid of them permanently.
Yeah, when we were in the hallway, I remember we dealt with a couple of them. I forget what dungeon we were in, but yeah.
The Temple of, what was it, Orcus?
Orcus.
Yeah, the dungeon where Will got his cloak of invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could roll an Arcana. I don't know.
Go for it.
Nope.
You don't
Not much
remember if
better
you
than
do
Sherry.
ever. Anything else,
Yeah, I
Sherry?
guess-
It's 30 feet of movement for him. That was 20, 25, 30. I just had to kind of keep him within certain distance of me.
Right.
I'm gonna smack him, but with a straight roll. Just a normal roll, you say.
I added a difficult terrain to the map.
Okay, that's 20 points of damage.
Bonus action. I am going to use second wind. And that's gonna be it for me. I heal for 6. Oh, I did start my turn in front of Frock. I got that D4, right?
Yeah, 1d4. You can roll it if you want.
Phaedra, you're up.
Nice.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Action dash. 5, 10, 15, 20. Can I even get here with this? I don't even know. Bonus action, second wind. Where is the bonus action? There we go.
The good heal.
Yee. And that's her turn.
Yours
Bundle.
is much better than mine.
Fighter, babe.
Do
Mhm.
I know any other way to get rid of fire skulls?
Arcana check.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes, I do.
So,
Holy
do that?
water,
yeesh.
remove curse, and dispel magic. Right?
I was just gonna copy and paste it. Flame Skull is destroyed. It regains all its hit points in 1 hour unless
Yeah.
holy water is sprinkled on its remains or a dispel magic or remove curse spell is cast
Yeah.
on them.
You also put it in the bag of holding.
I remember that type of
Oh.
details.
God, I remember that now. Wasn't there like flame skulls, vomit spiders? What else was in that bag of holding? Jesus.
Yeah.
Alright, well, I don't really have any of those.
You're making a micro ecosystem in there.
Yeah.
And those, they look like they have that, so...
We-
My turn, that's my turn.
I'm gonna
Do they have that?
Will.
Eh,
I also.
I'll be
I
right
also
back.
I have 2 vials of holy water. Or
It just says sprinkled.
yeah.
That implies less than a full vial.
Okay, well, I don't think Will can help here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Bonus action to dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Don't give a fuck about difficult terrain. I'm a druid. Will could get down there, but he can't see the
Yeah.
victim.
Amunet.
Well, maybe Will had something.
Sorry, you still got something?
Oh, yes, he has a full action, but I just was thinking. Minor illusion. Will is standing down there, flipping off in this general direction.
Double the gnome. Gnome in stereo.
There's no
Amunet.
more hiding.
I thought I had one more holy Molotov cocktail, but I think she's used them all actually.
I have some holy water.
Yeah, she's got nothing. Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Bonus action dash 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. Okay. And then action to dash, so 5, 10, 20, 25. Okay, she's right there, and that's her turn. She just zooms.
Irk.
Let's see. That I can get there. That would be 25.
I don't know, I don't do math.
And then Will's in the way.
No, you can just
And
push
if I
through.
dash, I can make it 35, 45, 50. Six. Wait, no, I still have 70, 80. And that's X 10.
Kale, you
Over
are
this
up.
difficult terrain.
Jeez. People are disappearing around the corner, I guess, to some degree. I guess I'm gonna move my 35 feet. what's going on?
Oh no, Fluffy lost power. Jinx.
Oh, am I at difficult terrain, or is that not the case?
This is
Difficult terrain
difficult
is-
terrain, as is the blue aura around Shiori.
So the square and the blue aura. Okay, I'm good then. All right, that's where I'm moving. And that's it. I can't really do much.
Meredith can't do much either because it's not dark. She can get to about there. Fruck. Yeah, I hate waiting for the router to reset after a power outage. My old UPS's battery doesn't work anymore.
You can order a new battery.
Yeah, I'd already replaced it. It was a replacement because it wasn't a battery powerful enough to keep my computer going, but but it didn't keep the router with the only thing the UPS being the only thing plugged in to it going last power outage either. So
Stops working, you should just demand a new one.
I got it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Fruck.
I am gonna take my healing. Num num. And then I'm gonna walk as far as I can, which is only this far. Only up until here, I think. And then I'm gonna. Do I have any good spells? You know what? I'll cast. How long does this last? Aura of Vitality. And then I'll bonus action heal Shiori.
Gonna have to.
Oh, that should be 2.
Chiori's not here right now to hear you, so you're gonna have to like type that in or something.
You know what? I'll heal Urk then, if he's here.
For 1 point.
T6. So it's a total of 6 hit points. I need to put a marker on myself, so I remind myself that. Why can't I see the marker? There it is. So I know to do that every round for the coming minute. I'm just throwing out healing to everyone. That's my turn.
All right, the flame skull gets another turn. And I'm gonna have to wait. I'm gonna have to wait for Sherry comes back, because Sherry would be its target.
Oh.
So, my friends in the States, which are I think there's only 2 of you at the moment. What are your plans for for this week?
Sleep.
Stressing. I got family coming last minute, so getting the house together and just having family come down from Chicago.
Cooking anything good, Feeble?
Just the whatever bars those are that I was talking about.
Yeah, I'm just doing the usual spread myself.
What's the usual spread for you?
And
And those bars look good, by the way, Turtle.
I do my turkey. I do like an herb butter I put under the skin, and then I do a gravy with prosecco, a little bit of wine, and then mashed potatoes, sage stuffing, Irish cream pearl onions, and then
Hey,
my
gravy
mom's
with prosecco.
So yeah, so what I do is
Interesting.
I use the drippings from the pan, and then I make a roux, and I in the actual like cooking of the turkey, like with the herb butter, I put like root vegetables on the bottom for the base of the gravy, and I put a little bit of the prosecco in it and lemon. It's a recipe that I found on Food Network years ago, and it works out really
Interesting,
well.
because not a lot of people like that anise taste. So, do you really taste
Prosecco?
the anise? Isn't Prosecco anise? Or no,
No,
I'm
no,
thinking
no, no.
I'm thinking of Sambuca.
Yeah.
Prosecco is
It's not the same.
the champagne.
It's like,
But one you,
I
I've
drink
actually
prosecco. I hate
done
it.
I've done a apple and fennel turkey one year, and it turned out really well done.
Yeah, no, I happen to like licorice. So I was like, ooh, really? Like licorice in a gravy? That's interesting. And I'm like, oh wait, no, Prosecco. There's the bubbly.
Yeah. But I've done like a fennel and apple roast turkey before with some sage, and I love roast fennel. It's really tasty.
And here
Yeah, I know.
and here I am just planning a lunch for my parents with meatloaf and mac and cheese and a squash soup and some stuffing mixed into the mashed stuffing to top the mac and cheese and to mix into the meatloaf and
That sounds good.
gravy and all that. And then we're going to dinner at a great aunt's house, and she'll have the traditional turkey and just like plain mashed potatoes and stuff.
We are doing a fried turkey. I think I mentioned that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Trevor,
Nice.
one of our friends, has a turkey fryer, and he's like, I fill it up and I waste all this peanut oil doing one turkey. So he's like, just come over and so everybody comes over and uses the turkey fryer.
Nice.
Yay, turkey fryer!
Welcome
Fingers
back,
crossed, no fires.
welcome back, Fluffy.
I think Shuri's getting blasted.
Yep.
Mm.
You ready, Shuri?
I'm always ready.
Um,
Nope.
Negative Tory master. 10, 20,
and it's directly in front of you.
30.
Oh, that's right. The echo.
Everything's slowly coming back onto the thing, so I'm opening character sheets still.
Mm.
And of course, Roll20 is being slow. We have no idea. Power just went out for like literally a split second. And then
No weather or anything?
Nope. No
We're all
wind, no
ate a
storm.
cable somewhere probably.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that first one was enough. It drops to the ground as well. No longer on fire.
Alrighty.
Told you they would have it.
All flaming skulls taken care of.
I will.
And since you rolled high enough on your knowing what to do with the skulls, are you going to take a couple minutes to just sprinkle holy water on them? Since you have the holy water available?
Might as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll-
So you should use up one full vial of holy water to anoint 7 skulls.
I'll mark that off for me, because I have 2 of them.
All right.
So
Yeah, I don't have any holy water.
So gladly give 1 holy water, not me fireball tomorrow.
Fireballed in an hour would have been more like.
But she'll drop the spell, so people are not on ice and snow.
But I like the cold.
The cold doesn't bother me anyway.
Yeah, there it is.
Mm.
Beat me to it.
Sorry.
No, I had the same thought. Oh, okay. So we're gonna delete that message.
Is combat over?
Yep.
Yep.
Huddle up, people, for the healing train. I've got 9 more uses of what's it called?
I'm hearing
I
love
don't even
train
know
in
where
my
you
head.
are.
Aura of Vitality.
How close do we have to be to you?
The pink dot.
Oh, pick
Yeah,
that.
but he's so great. Everybody
Uh,
gather around the nipple. How close do we have to be?
10 feet.
Oh,
10
God.
feet.
Yeah.
Phaedra just
Uh,
picks up Frock and give Frock a hug.
so everyone gets, I think, 7 more d4s.
You just want to.
Yeah,
You wanna
roll it
s-
out.
Everyone roll for yourself, I think. Or I could
Okay.
roll for everyone. But it's also
Just
a
roll for
possibility.
everybody. It's
Just want to
quicker.
roll for everyone. Yeah.
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 We trust you.
You shouldn't
Damn.
have.
Nice.
So who
19.
got
Take
healed?
that.
Everyone within 10 feet of
everyone.
me.
Not me. I'm already full health.
Well, then you don't need healing.
La-ti-da.
And then I
Aw.
have 9 more 2d6s to deal out. So how low is everyone looking?
Phaedra needs some love.
Okay, you'll get 4
Should we maybe use potions instead?
uses.
Oh,
This thing
wait,
is already
is this-
going.
Is this your... Wait.
This is a spell I cast that lasts for a minute, so I need to use it up anyway.
Oh, okay.
For
Yeah, she'll take a potion for the rest. She doesn't want to burn spell slots, but if it's already used...
26 for you.
Thank you.
I have 5 uses left. Is anyone else looking bad?
Yeah, I'm only 20 down myself.
Then I'll do it
I'm-
on myself, unless... How are you looking?
I'm about 30 down.
Okay, I'll use the rest of myself.
Feel that.
That's 35.
Okay, Phaedra's gonna drink a potion or 2 or some... pink and stuff. What we got?
Okay,
Yeah, she's gonna take a greater healing.
do I have some potions? I think I do.
Yeah, everybody should have potions.
I'll drink 1 greater. What stats?
44 plus 4.
Mhm.
14 for Phaedra.
I'm comfortable with this number. I could do a prayer of healing, maybe, if we
Nah.
want to top off,
We don't
but...
need that.
No, save your spell slots, son.
Yeah, okay.
Especially if we're gonna deal with Lokar today, so save your spell slot. I mean, not today, but today in game.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to save some spell slots to smite his ass,
there you go.
as the big boys say.
There's a lot
Counters.
of pillars below us and doors above us.
Counselor
Uh,
left of me.
Are
Jokers
we
to the right.
gonna
I'm sure I'm stuck in the middle with you.
run it off here?
We need Shiori to go like full on like Mr. Blonde and just start cutting off ears again.
Yeah.
Like she did that one time. Or I guess that was
No,
more...
Phaedra would not like that, though.
Why,
No.
now, why am I Mr. Pink?
I love that movie.
Because if everybody picked, they'd all be Mr. Black.
Who just got bit?
Meredith.
Wait, what? Is this starting already?
You just see Kale leaning over and just biting on Meredith. Meredith doesn't seem to mind. She just giggles.
Phaedra leans over to Kale. Do you need a ration or something? Don't eat her.
Hey, it's fine.
He just like frowns and he's like, "Look, I haven't been right in the head since that weird portal. I don't exactly have control over myself." And he just like backs away.
She tastes like ice and booze. So
Great.
she kind of
So
tastes
like
like
she's
your
like a
favorite ice
fucking
wine.
like pina colada or something.
Yeah.
God damn.
A frozen drink. Got it. Pina colada daiquiri. Oh God.
Sure, like, okay.
Yeah,
She's
I
found
can't
out under
get drunk. So this I have to drink something.
Yeah.
If it's not alcohol, it's people.
Very fair.
I'm gonna have Phaedra drink another regular potion.
So which way do we want to go?
There's a
Door-
huge room below us. From what I
The
can tell.
doors up top or the huge room.
Well, whichever way we
I don't know,
go.
but we should definitely kick them open again because that
Yeah,
worked out
let's-
well,
I
didn't
was-
it?
No.
About to comment on that. Let's not. Looking at you two. Points at the two small ones.
I can only do that ice ability once a day.
How far can Shuri can Amunet see?
Dark Vision 60, I think. Let me check.
Okay, just curious.
That's concerning. Yeah, Dark Vision 60. She'll turn. She's like, "You want me to scout ahead and see? Since I'm already down here." She is farther away from the group.
I'm gonna move up and hold this line then. If you're gonna move up, we'll hold here
Yeah.
then.
Okay. 5. Yeah, she's gonna stealth forward. Let's before we do that. Nah. Natural 20.
We'll do this.
And she's gonna move forward into this room.
All right. More paintings, like the ones that you saw lining the halls that you just came from, line these walls. There's also a golden shield encrusted with gemstones that's hanging on the southern wall among the paintings.
She kind of snaps her fingers. Probably not really stealthy, but she's gonna grab her crystal ball telepathy, and she's gonna send a message to Vondel. Hey, Vondel. There's another shield up here. Didn't Victor say something about Sister Shield?
The reflected surface on that particular shield, by the way, looks like some kind of weird scorpion.
Yeah, she did.
Golden shield up here with a scorpion on it.
Alright. Do you want me to make my way over there? See if that's the right shield?
Or I can grab it for you and bring it back. It's your call. You're kind of loud, you know.
Hey, I can be sneaky.
Are you really arguing with me in your head? She kind of looks over her shoulder and shoots a glare.
Yes, I am.
She's gonna hold up a hand and she'll go over to the. Is it like over here?
Southern wall.
Southern wall. Yeah, she'll sneak over there and she'll make sure it's not trapped or anything like that. And then
roll investigation.
Yeah. Let's see. There we go.
Use the more cautious one.
Yep.
Yeah, you check around the wall, and doesn't appear to be anything like the pegs that it's hanging on don't look like they'd move if you touched the shield, and you don't see anything glowing outside of the shield itself.
Okay. Yeah, and she'll reach up and try to remove the shield from the wall.
Okay.
Okay.
Rocks while you die.
How far away can you see Shuri?
I can see literally all the way right here. I'm 120 feet.
Okay, so you can see Amunet is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I can see like this half of her.
Okay.
token.
Okay.
You see Amunet reaching up and touching the shield.
Oh, sorry. That was supposed to be
Yeah, that's
whispered,
okay.
But yeah.
Yeah. And you see
I
her
put
pull down the
toggle on
shield.
and it didn't-
The image in the shield, Amunet, you see it seems to be moving slightly.
Does she notice anything squirrely about it?
I can imagine that the fact that there's a moving image on it is probably pretty squirrely to her, but
Okay. Yeah, she'll bring it back to the group.
Give me a sec.
And she's headed towards Vondel.
Alright. Yeah, you carry the shield back.
And she'll show Vondel. I
And
don't. Yeah.
I'll bring the shield.
Phaedra, with your magic eyes, you could definitely see that's a magical shield.
I'll bring my shield up and ask it in my head. Is this your sister's shield?
Just kind of watching this deployment pan out.
I don't know, alright? No, it's not.
No, that's my ex. Why did you bring us back together?
By the way, Vondel, I also need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
At advantage.
okay.
I was trying to keep him secret, but I mean, that
Yeah,
but
it's
an accident. It happens, but I figured
It
no
says
reason.
whisper rolls to GM.
So,
whisper
by the way,
toggle.
even as you're saying that, as soon as you touch the shield, Vondel.
I don't touch the shield though.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I had no reason to.
Never mind. Never mind.
I didn't have a reason to.
Everyone,
yeah,
forget that
at
I told him to roll anything, and if you do touch the shield, that's your roll for it. But Phaedra has noticed that there's a big magical aura coming off of it.
Does Phaedra know what?
I'm trying to look
class
to
it's
see.
from?
It has an aura of necromancy.
Oh! She'd be like, put the shield down.
Whoa, that's a severe reaction.
Yeah, put it down. Aminette looks at Phaedra's like, what the fuck? Calm down, dwarf. Slowly puts down the shield. Heavily necromantic energy coming off of that. Please, just leave it where it is. I mean, unless somebody wants to touch it.
Is there any symbols or like magical symbols on the shield itself?
It's a gold-plated shield etched with arcane runes,
Okay, yeah.
and
so
the
can I
faint image of some kind of scorpion.
Can I try and figure out what the arcane runes say?
Give me an Arcana roll.
Yeah, Aminette's gonna get in on this too, since she's with him.
Vondel, you suddenly
Oh,
realize
never
the Impudent has somehow gotten very lucky, and it's a good thing you didn't touch the shield. This has a rune of trapping on it.
Oh, good.
That
Oh,
weird faint
Nope,
image that,
nope,
that you
nope.
see on the shield. That's whatever's trapped inside the shield. And if somebody else touches it and fails their wisdom
Ooh.
save, they become trapped
That-
inside the shield instead, and whatever's in there
Vondel
gets
just
pulled out.
backs the hell away from it. It's like, okay, that was a close call.
What is it with dwarves and overreacting? It's a fucking shield, Aminette says.
No, it's not. It's a magical shield, and somehow you got it. It didn't affect you, but I'm pretty
Please
sure
explain distinctly.
I'm pretty sure if I had touched that, I would be trapped in the shield, and whatever is currently trapped in the shield would come out, and that's what's currently in the reflection.
Nobody touch the shield that will suck you into it.
Well, now.
Amunet, give me a history check.
No. Okay. It's like, History. It's not that great at it, but okay. 13.
You have a faint memory of seeing something like this, but not quite.
Mirror
Uh,
from last campaign.
Oh no.
Yeah, remember
Oh
that
no!
fucking mirror that Quentin's character wanted to keep everywhere?
Oh no! I said go wide. Oh, actually, the dwarves are right. Step away from it.
That's where my thought went immediately.
You know, it's a really good thing I rolled high on the Arcana, because if I didn't figure out what it was, I would have
Would have
touched
touched it.
Yeah, and you saw his wisdom saving throw. He would have failed that, and suddenly you would have been fighting.
Yeah.
You would have been,
I was-
you would have been in the middle of another battle with that with the image that's on it.
Like, I was really hoping that I would roll high on my Arcane to find out what it is.
Could we toss this as the low-car and yell catch?
I'm not touching it again.
Mage hand
Yeah, just
frisbee.
use mage hand it into the
Oh
bag
yeah,
of
that's a good
holding
idea.
now.
I mean,
We do. I mean, we do have an arsenal of things that are like super cursed that could work. I mean,
Well,
we have that fucking heart.
Y-
in
y-
why the
back
fuck
of
are we
it.
You're gonna
collecting
use it
cursed
as-
items?
You're gonna use it as a Pokeball.
how many cursed items do you guys
It's a master
have?
ball.
Like 2, I think.
At least 2.
Why?
Our main
Why?
type of attack: throw cursed items.
Amunet,
What?
out of the corner of your eye, you see the image of the scorpion fading off the shield.
Oh, is that a bat? It's going. It's. Something's happening. Points down. The scorpion's gone.
Ah.
Vondel, with your arcane knowledge, you'd realize that whatever the scorpion was, perhaps because it could see you through the shield, it was attempting to escape, and trying to escape from the shield caused it damage when it was failing, and that damage eventually killed it.
Oh, it technically killed itself by trying to escape. I see.
Suicidal scorpion?
Not very smart, Scorpion.
Well, it's
You have a
either
lobster?
stay stuck in the shield or try to escape. Which would you choose?
I mean, it can't have been that strong if it killed itself.
Yeah, that's what you could see in the shield, by the way.
Oh,
Oh,
that would have been fun.
that.
So-
Paladar.
Wow, is that like a what are those things called? The fucking metallic bull things? Is that like a scorpion thing? That's like that.
Looks like a scorpion.
Yeah, it definitely reminds me of like the
Gorgon.
The Gorgons. Yeah.
There we go. That's the word
Ah.
I'm looking for.
I mean, the shield could probably sell for a lot.
We shouldn't be even touching it any further than we already have.
All
Maybe-
you need to do is precautions.
Mage hand?
You're just gonna mage hand it all the way around.
No,
Well,
put it in the
put
bag
it
of
in
holding.
bag of holding.
That's a bad idea.
What if your hand accidentally brushes against it, pushing for something
No.
else?
I'm more thinking
Oh, extra dimensional space.
and extra dimensional
Dimensional.
space. That's bad.
Oh yeah, we ran into
Mm.
that problem before, dear. Good
No,
point.
we need. But have you tried it multiple times?
But I've never
No.
seen it happen before.
These things require
Anybody
testing.
attempts it, I'm going to shove my sword into them.
Oh,
Okay, don't piss
Oh,
the wife
wow.
off.
harsh.
Leave it be.
I don't want to be
I could
sucked to the astral plane. Thank you.
But it could sell for such a lot.
And Galen call on the astral plane?
Could we leave it as a trap?
It
Like
could be a
so
trap
much-
right there.
It'd be so much money.
We could attach it to a rope,
I really do want to throw it at
Snare.
Lokar.
and once someone triggers the rope, the shield drops on them.
Shuri's gonna mage hand it like just straight up at the ceiling.
I got a
Mage hand is
question.
wedged in this pillar.
Well-
So if someone destroys the pillar, it falls down.
Jesus.
Please.
With the
Is Mage Hand 5 pounds or 10 pounds?
It is that.
10 pounds.
Okay, then you're good then.
So, wait, Shuri has mage hand?
Yep.
Oh, well,
She's
hell.
a warlock.
I just.
It's one of the spells I picked up as a warlock because we kept touching things that kept trying to kill us.
Uh,
So I took it.
And
So I
this
did
is
that.
only the latest of things that are trying to kill you.
would with Vondel's like super high Arcana check, would he know if like that enchantment like would there have to be like multiple saves involved? Like would he know that, or is it like a one-time trapping? Would Aminette be immune since she saved, basically? Would he know from that? Or is it like a constant like she's gonna have to I'm just curious if we do want to keep it to eat it. Lokar, she could. Well, it's
You'd
on
probably
top
know
of-
that putting it down means that if you pick it up again, it'll take another.
Okay, so yeah, so
Oh,
putting it
okay.
down resets.
Wedge it up there with Mage Hand.
I mean,
No, that's fine. I
you
was
can just carry it around with Mage Hand.
Tie a rope to it and drag it so it clanks down the hallway.
Oh my god.
How about this?
That's not a
I
good
will-
idea.
I will carry it with my mage hand behind everyone.
Alright. Don't drop it.
I won't drop it. If you hear clattering, that means something went wrong. But I'm gonna make sure it stays a good distance away from anybody at the moment.
Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Did it go further down? In that
There's a hallway, at least one hallway that I saw. So I'm gonna put them together again because moving them. But I will now be going last.
Wait. Are these pillars the copper?
No.
Oh.
Net will give a look-see in the room, see if there's anything hidden. Because there's hidden shit everywhere in this dungeon.
Yeah, you look around, and it looks like the only thing of interest had been that shield, and now it's gone.
Okay. Looks like we got a door ahead.
and another corridor.
And another
down.
door. And another corridor. And another door. Another corridor.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Are we
You're certainly
initiating
waiting
it?
for the other 3 people here to move forward.
Are we initiating another combat that we can deal with in less than 2 minutes?
Not yet. I'll let you know.
You 3 moving, or 2 moving, 'cause you can't see for Gale.
Hmm.
He's hanging back, but he's there. He's like, I'm fine. He'll come.
Okay, I guess I'm standing here then.
I'm not getting close unless you want.
You couldn't bite me if you tried.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah.
I'm sure biting Fader's wife, it won't end poorly at all.
Yeah, no, that would go over well.
She's not close, though, but...
Jury, Frock, Kale.
Yeah, where is everybody? I don't even know.
Do you want me to
Like,
do you want me to
down
move
the
everyone
room.
there? Cause I can just drag it
Yeah,
back.
I would still be staying back.
Yeesh.
Yeah, Shuri was staying behind because she wanted to sneakily do something while everyone wasn't paying. While everyone was ahead. Putting the shield back on the wall.
Oh, you fucker.
Oh, that's
good money.
Yeah,
You're no
please.
fun, Mom.
Fine.
Now it'll be there.
It
and you
is
come back.
actually good money. I think Kale will look at it, realize it's worth 7,500 gold, considering his
Chump
background.
change.
That's a lot for me.
But did you leave it up in the pillar?
No, he put
No,
it back
I
on the
left it
wall,
on the
or she
hooks.
put it back on the wall. Sorry.
Oh,
We can come back for it later.
but it would be a perfect trap.
Now it's a trap that's there that I can spring with Mage Hand.
Oh. Prefer chaos traps.
Sure, he doesn't like it.
Um.
Amanet's gonna check the store for traps and shenanigans and locks and stuff.
I'm afraid to continue on because I feel like I'll just start something that we can't continue on now.
Yeah, we can
Well, you
decide
didn't, like,
if you want to open the door now or wait till next week.
Kick it open!
Yeah, let's open
Oh.
it and see, and then we can plan for it if it's something bad.
You kick this door open,
Motherfucker!
and in
There's
front
a
of
bastard, didn't I?
in front of you is a There's workbenches lining the east and west walls that are covered in metal scrap. Oh, there's also what appears to be an unfinished construct in the center of the room that looks like a lot like that scorpion you just saw vanish into that shield. But it's just kind of in pieces and clearly not animate.
Are you sure we shouldn't bring the shield?
Kicking doors, please.
What? I haven't done this all this level.
Yeah, we saw what happened when Frog did it.
Yeah, but that
We
was
got
wrong.
hit by, oh, I don't know, 7, 8 fireballs.
Yeah, I saw
Brock,
that.
is it-
Hey, I'm fine.
There's about like 5 or 6 fireballs, because well, at least one of them didn't get a chance to cast it. Well, it got counterspelled,
Yeah.
so there was only 7 of them altogether.
Well, I'm glad you were fine, Frog. Some of us weren't.
Phaedra, like, puts out a little bit of burning hair still on her head. There we go.
Right, I forgot I have power word pain. Not sure when I would use that, but I have it.
Power word, fuck you.
If you got less than 100 HP, it's a bad time.
Workbench golem. Construct golem.
Yep, that's what you see
Nice.
there.
Workbench.
Workbench and a construct.
Does the construct look finished?
It's unfinished. As I said, it's just sitting there.
How unfinished?
The body mass is there, but there's no like glowing crystals in it. There's no energy source. No ruins.
It doesn't have its crystal,
Yee.
essentially.
It's inert.
It doesn't have the crucial part of a construct. Which is a shame.
Any tools that you can use in here, Vondel? Any parts?
Oh, well, metal itself, maybe. But it doesn't exactly have its crystal, which is the important part.
There could be fluxes, materials, or maybe. Here, let's give it a look real quick. I'm gonna look around for anything of interest.
Yeah, I'll just start scouring the workbenches for anything of interest for construction.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything that would particularly interest you particularly. There's no like alchemical stuff in here. Just a bunch of
I
metal.
don't see anything other than metal.
This looks like an ill-equipped workshop to you, Vondel.
Will looks at this golem. Can't be much more different than fixing an infernal war machine, right?
A what?
Oh, what?
A what?
Oh, good said, I'm not the only one surprised by this.
What? I helped those red caps back down there in the hell in that camp and fix one of theirs.
Okay,
That
I
doesn't
really need
surprise
to
me.
know what all happened out in hell, other than I've heard so much. Vader will say.
I'm sorry, you guys went to the Nine Hell.
I was there
Just a
for one of the
furnace.
2 visits, yes. And it was not fun.
Where is this mechanical thing? Will is gonna
It's basically in the middle.
Will is gonna attempt to figure out what he needs to get it started.
Well,
Roll a Arcana check for me, please, Will.
I'm just doing this because
The
last time
druid trying
yeah.
to learn engineering.
yeah,
Got
Bundle
it.
because
is
last
very
time
communist.
in hell he got a natural 20.
Did he? Oh my
Mhm.
god.
Yes, he did.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, plus
Oh
1,
god.
no advantage. Here we go. Nope.
Well, you look at
10.
it, you can't figure it out.
Nah, it's broken.
It's not broken. It's
Ah,
not
it's
even
broken.
finished. Constructs aren't as simple as build the shell.
Put 2 things together and it's a new thing.
That is not how constructs work.
If you do it enough.
Uh, I'm not even gonna argue anymore.
It's better if you don't.
I have to say though, this is a very shoddy workshop. For creating constructs,
Hmm.
I should have put a bit more effort into this place.
I feel sorry. This is a little bit out of character. But I'm starting to feel like the DM wants us to continue on a little longer, just so that we can round up on something.
Hmm.
Is there somewhere you would like us to go, GM?
I'm
Well,
not telling.
How about
But-
this? We
open
don't.
this door.
There's a
How
kid
about
that
this?
got sitting at the
How
table with
about
the
this?
people last
No,
night. I would have been
we go
laughing
back.
hysterically at certain things.
We go back.
Fluffy's power is out again. Wind.
All right, so we're gonna stop here. Fluffy
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
not have to force Fluffy to come back to this, but Will is like, no, this is a trap. I'm leaving.
No, that was bias out of character.
Okay, so Will is still gonna be kicking open that door, isn't he? Next week.
Maybe. If it feels like
We
it.
shall see.
He already done it once in just as a surprise
He
ammunition.
doesn't. The goblin
Yeah,
will. Like
oh, but that's
they
fine.
got a share. You know, they got